Sorry, hang on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you though.
But you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. You can hear the words I'm saying right now.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
What was your question again?
I just said, "What's up?"
Oh, nothing. Can you see me?
Yeah, now I can see you.
Oh, okay.
You setting up the OBS on StreamYard?
What?
Are you setting up the OBS on StreamYard?
What does that mean?
So when you go into StreamYard, you got a camera, or you can do the.
I have a camera?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
What the fuck? Yeah, I can hear you.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, Mir?
Hello?
What's going on, Todd?
It's pronounced pod, like pod awful.
Oh, all right, yeah, my bad.
Oh, you mean this here?
Yeah.
I didn't,
Yeah, bro, the shit you wrote in.
I didn't put that.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I don't know who that is. Who is that?
That's all good. I'll just refer to you as Pod instead of Todd.
You can call me Todd, I guess. I don't know who
All right,
this
let's
is.
run that.
What is this last name? I can't. It's really tiny on my screen. What does it say?
Todd Larianis. Lorenus. Todd Lorenus.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're ready for.
Well, you can call me that if you want. I don't know. How do I change that?
You go to settings in StreamYard, and then you go to shit. General. No, where is it?
I'm not gonna do any of that.
No, it's all good.
I
It's
don't
all
wanna do
good.
that. I've been practicing my Chinese.
Oh, dope.
Ni hao.
There you go, buddy.
Ni hao, xie xie.
Fuck. I don't know any, bro.
I know some. I love you long time, all that good shit, right?
Ni jiao xian me ming xie.
Pot good. You pass pot now. Oh, there's the man of the hour.
Jiao.
Oh, dude. I didn't want Pogue on right
Oh,
away.
right. Okay, hey,
No,
Poe, you gotta wait in the
Pogue,
background.
come back in
dog.
like a half hour.
Who's that
Yeah.
guy?
This is Pogue.
Here's another OG.
He's obsessed with the Dabbleverse. We can ask him about Dabbleverse stuff when we get into it.
Hey, Ken, can you hear us
I don't know
or
what
not?
that is.
Got you.
All right, cool. We're gonna.
Yeah, Pogue, we're gonna interview Jesse for a little bit first, and then we'll bring you in. Okay.
Ni lai xi na li.
All right, we'll have in 30 minutes.
All right, cool, man. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this, man. We'll try to run a little bit of interview. I know a little bit of your backstory just from watching your show, your program.
我是中国人.
This dude is amazing already. I can tell. Let's get this shit going, bro. Fuck it.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Here we're gonna go live. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. And today we have the man himself, Pod Awful, aka Todd Lorenus, or the fuck it is, and he is apparently Chinese today. Is that correct, sir?
你好，谢谢。我是外国人.
We're trying to get ratings with the Chinese populace, so we really do appreciate you doing this for us today.
很高兴认识你.
Yeah, whatever he said.
I was saying nice to meet you.
Oh fuck! Nice to meet you too.
I've been practicing my Chinese.
Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
I've been learning Chinese. I haven't been on YouTube for a while.
Yeah, what happened, man?
So I figured in the meantime I would learn Chinese
or Mandarin.
For the takeover.
Correct.
I call it Chinese.
Takeover.
I call it Chinese. Like wo lai ji zhongguo.
What type of Chinese food? What's your favorite dish?
Oh, I fucking hate that shit. It tastes like garbage.
Yeah.
It's like I lived in New York and I swear to God, I saw them catching pigeons in the park.
Yeah, dude.
That's
good shit right there, man.
They'll make that out of anything. Rats, pigeons.
The cockroaches in the fucking apartments.
100%. Ni du da.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what happened to YouTube, man? I saw all that on fucking Twitter, bro. What happened on that shit, man?
Fei Cheng Kangji.
Right.
Thank you
of
very
course.
much. Basically what happened was YouTube said you don't get to have a channel no more on an account of did you know that it's against the rules? Are we on YouTube right now?
Definitely.
Okay, so watch. I'm going to do something that's against the rules. Ready?
Yeah, of course.
This is what I did. All right. Guys, this video is going to end right now, and we're going to go over to my website, podawful.com, and we're going to finish the show over there. So if you'd like to see the rest of this, go watch it over there at podawful.com.
Please.
And then, now that's not, we're not really doing that, right? By the way, I am restreaming on my YouTube. I hope you don't care.
No, I don't give a fuck.
If you care, I'll stop.
No, I don't care.
No, it's all good.
Okay, guys, go watch on, what is the channel called? Mir Musk?
Yeah.
Go watch on Mir Musk. I'm just restreaming it to my channel so that I don't have to like download this later. Okay, so it's against the rules apparently. Like, have you ever seen you ever watch anything on YouTube?
Yes, of course.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a huge YouTube head. Yeah, man. I
All
love
right.
the ads.
So, what do you watch? What's like your favorite guy?
My favorite guy right now?
Yeah, who's your guy?
Probably. Go ahead.
Mine is Ray DeVito. He's my, like you call him goons. He's my specimen. Like he's I love watching him. I love all of his antics. So
Okay, I don't know who that is, but is he what is he?
he's a comedian. He's a comedian.
Comedian? Does
And,
he have like
pod-
does he ever do anything where he's got like a Patreon or anything
Yep.
like that? Okay.
Yeah.
So you know when a guy's got a YouTube and he's got a Patreon because he's not making any money off of the YouTube, and then what he'll do is sometimes what they'll do is they'll put like 5 minutes of a stream or a show or whatever on YouTube, and then they go, okay, now go over to the Patreon and watch the rest over there.
Right, of course.
And
Like
then
Steven
that's-
Crowder does. Yeah.
It's like a trailer, right?
Mhm.
Those aren't okay on YouTube. According to YouTube, YouTube told me that's against the rules. Now, I know you've seen 100 million people do this 100
Yeah.
million times. But nope. Not allowed. Against the rule. You're not allowed to do that on YouTube. Now, I'm the only person who's ever gotten in trouble for breaking that rule, as far as I can find. But they are pretty steadfast about it because they won't give me my channel back. But hey, listen, I've lost more subscribers than I'll ever gain at this point. I lost a channel with like 11,000 subs, and then I lost a channel with fucking 4,000, and then, I lose channels. So what I do, my new thing now is I do a new season of the show every time I have to start a new YouTube channel.
Right. There you go, man. Yeah.
So yeah, when like by the way, like there's no point in having seasons on a podcast. That doesn't make any sense. That makes sense
Don't
for
tell Red Bar that.
he started doing seasons way after me. Like seasons, he started doing seasons in season 18 or something like that. I don't know, whatever, but it was like 17 or 18 or 19, somewhere in there. All of a sudden he's like, "Oh, yes, Jules, it's a season. Shout out."
Yeah, right.
I invented this. This is called clapping. I came up with it. And then I'm like, now I did seasons since fucking the first episode of I said on the first episode, this is season 1. And that was in 2009. And I was making fun of the idea of there being it doesn't make sense for there to be season. It's a podcast. You just do it
Who
all
gives
the
a fuck?
time.
Just hop on an episode.
Right, exactly. It doesn't mean anything. And then what happened was I had when I first started doing the podcast, I had this co-host. You know how like you guys are two guys?
We were best friends. Yeah.
Are you best friends? And
Yes. No, we love each other.
Do you guys know each other IRL?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
No.
That's fucked up. So would you guys like have you ever met in real life though? That's a real question.
No, that's some gay
No.
fact shit. No. We keep
Would
it.
Would you
Keep it
ever hang out in real life with each other?
Definitely
Or
at
do
a
you-
bar. I would walk right up
Yeah,
to him.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think if Mir needed something,
Do
I was
either
on the
of you
street begging.
Yeah.
I think Chow would throw
think
me some
so.
change.
do
Yeah.
either of you secretly think the other guy's like kind of gay and sucks?
No, we're actually brilliant.
No, I think I get a kick out of everything Lil Mir does. So we're just
Yeah.
different, but it vibes well for what we're trying to do. And neither of us take it too serious, you know.
Whoa,
Right.
ting dee dong.
Yeah.
What happened to you and your co-host? You
That
guys have
means
bad
I
blood?
understand. Huh? What? What did you ask me?
I asked you what happened to your co-host. You pissed him off too much. You got too big for your britches.
So
or
here's what
something?
happened. I had this guy. His name was Joe, and
Joe.
now he was a guy that I met in real life. And I said to him, again, this is 2009. So
Okay.
I have one hair that's. You guys, can we zoom in on this?
We're on the poor man's StreamYard where it's only
Yeah.
720, so we can't even see that shit.
I actually, by the way, allowed me to select the amount of stream I'm giving to you,
Yeah.
and I selected the big one. So you're
Oh,
welcome.
hey. Big spender here.
I thought I'd give you guys the best I can give. I saw Mersh's interview on here. By the way, Mersh's interview on here was very lucrative for me. So thank you for that.
Right. I got you, buddy. You know, I'm a double agent, so I got you.
But
no worries.
Thank you for setting that up for me. That was very funny what you guys did to him. But
He's a great
anyway,
man.
so I knew so this guy Joe, it's 2009, right? And I said to him, I had just started listening to podcasts like maybe a year before that, 2008, maybe 2 years. And I'd been listening to Adam Carolla. Do you guys remember him?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew you were a huge Corolla head from things you've mentioned, and then I was the OG Adam Carolla first episode guy too. All the way on,
so yeah, I listened to I used to fall asleep at night with a hidden radio under my pillow listening to Loveline as a kid.
Yep.
Like I wasn't supposed to be up, and I probably wasn't supposed to be listening to that, and I'd listen to that every night. I loved Adam Carolla, and so I listened to his podcast when he had this podcast. I didn't know what a podcast was. I listened to that, and then I moved to New York to do comedy, and I met this guy Joe, and he was this like gay ginger loser. You understand. You guys understand.
Yeah.
You understand when you have like this annoying ginger
friend. You're like,
Yeah.
you're fine.
right. Now I knew him in real life because this was in a time before the internet, you know. And and I said we both did comedy. He was actually a nice guy, but we both did comedy. And I found he mentioned podcast to me one day, and I was like, I've been thinking about we should do a podcast. And he was like, nobody knew what a podcast was back then, by the way. Like, you try to explain it to a person, hey, listen to our podcast, they'd be like, what? You had to call it internet radio, or else they didn't know what you were talking about.
Right.
And so I was like, yeah, we should do a podcast. And so he and I actually came up with it together. We both came up with the name Pod Awful, which I fucking hate. I hate that I still
stuck
have
with that?
I'm stuck with that. I'm really stuck with it, and it sucks. Because one of the ideas, we were floating all these ideas for like, what's the hook of the show? Because back then, before so this was before What the Fuck with Mark Maron. Do you know what that is? So that was like, that podcast ruined comedy podcasting. Everything you hate about comedy podcasts, it comes directly from Mark Maron, because what he did is he would bring on comedians, and then they'd all tell the same stupid fucking story over and over again of how they got into comedy, which is they just started doing it. And then he goes, what do you got? You got any tips for the people out there if somebody's looking to start comedy? And then they go, you just got to keep doing it. And then you listen to this thing, and they all say that. You listen to this fucking thing. It made me hate comedy. I moved to New York to do comedy.
Right.
And then I started doing this podcast, and I started getting into the podcast stuff, and it just made me hate comedy and comedians more and more the more I did it. And especially Mark Maron's show, because what he would do, this was in the comedy section on the iTunes podcasting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you'd listen to it, and there wouldn't be a fucking funny thing happening ever in it.
Right.
It's two comedians. You would think two comedians. That's a recipe for success for at least, I don't know, 12 laughs. I would say bare minimum 12 laughs. And there would be zero. And I'd listen to all of these episodes. I was like an idiot psycho listening to this thing. And that's kind of how Pod Awful became making fun of podcasts and stuff, because I would listen to this thing. I just grew to hate it more and more. And so
Right.
Yep.
when I was talking to this Joe character about doing a podcast, we were like, oh, there's got to be an idea. We got to do something.
You need a hook.
Which it
always.
turns out that's not true at
Yeah.
all. You don't have to have an idea.
Just do it.
Just here's what you can do. You can just interview a nobody. You can be a nobody.
Yep.
And you're allowed, and that's allowed. And then somehow you manage to get,
Stuttering John on
a
Andy Dick.
handful of retards to watch. So yeah, and then you get Andy Dick on. Yeah, you can even trick a famous person to being. I did that. Like,
who'd you trick?
I think my first big guy. This was, early. This is when people still didn't know what podcasts were, and I got
Right.
Andrew WK to be on my show. Do you know who that is?
Okay. No.
When it's time to party, we will party hard.
Exactly. He's the party hard guy. So he's like a real rock star. He's like a Grammy winner. He had won a Grammy, and he was on my show. I was an idiot. So Joe and I, we're idiots. We think you have to have something. And so we're floating all these ideas. And the name Pod Awful, this is so embarrassing. It comes from, we briefly considered, we briefly considered the show to be like an atheist podcast, but like funny,
No, yeah,
like a
yeah.
comedy. And I was like, I put the kibosh on that real quick. I was like, that's not going to work.
How old were you during this period of time?
Too old for that. I don't know.
Okay,
I was
got it.
a year and a half old or something. I don't know. But
Right.
That era, so the big podcast back then, because I have a good memory and I was into them. It was Corolla, it was Rogan.
Corolla
it
was number one.
Yep, WTF, and then there was like that. What was that one called? With
The Nerdist.
The Nerdist, and then what was Ackerman or whatever. What was that? Shit
comedy. It's called Comedy Bang Bang now,
Yeah.
but it was called Comedy Death Ray Radio back then.
Yeah.
I listened to all of them. I actually worked for Comedy Bang Bang very briefly.
Oh no shit.
Very briefly for like
I hated that shit.
One little thing. I hated it too. That's the craziest part. I hated it too. But you just back then I was like still young enough and green enough that I was like, oh, you do the glad handing. And now I hate the glad handing. I hate I wouldn't call it clout chasing back then. It's not really what it was. It's like trying to making connections. I hate making connections, which is why I'm friendless.
Yeah, that's the way to go though, because you can be free.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, because you guys managed to sort of ride the line, and you get on these disparate people. Where like probably what I'm saying is I feel like a lot of your guests probably hate one of the previous guests.
Yes,
on your show. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, or vice versa. So,
My thing is, you always have to be cordial to people, though. I mean, even in public, you're always cordial to people, to some extent.
Nah,
you hold the door for an old lady or a person walking.
I hold the door for an old lady, yeah, but I wouldn't hold the door for fucking Mersh.
I mean, because you know him, though.
I'm saying Mersh.
No, I actually like Mersh. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you guys are best friends before, I bet, at one point.
We're still best friends.
Well, that's the thing what people don't understand. Like, I know you love Mersh because I like, people are like, oh, you hate this Ray guy because you cover him and you love watching all of his content and laughing at him. But I know, like, you enjoy, it's not a like hate thing. It's like you enjoy laughing at him, basically, right? Or something along those lines. It's not hate.
I don't know, but
how to show.
I don't know. Anyway, the point is, the only reason I bring up the Joe guy is he was he invented Pod Awful with me. Technically, like if one day he could come knocking and go, "You owe me," which is scary.
Right.
I think about that sometimes because like I've made a pretty good amount of money off of the show, but he quit after the first season. I mean, we didn't know what the season was going to be, but we had seasons from the beginning. And then one day he was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing the show anymore." And I'm like, "What?" He like blindsided me with this. And I'm like, "What?" I didn't even know what the show would be. What is it if it's not me and him? The show was me and him. I mean, it's not the same for you guys. Obviously, if Chow was like, "I don't want to do this anymore," Mir, you would be like, "Okay, whatever. I don't fucking care."
I'd be lost without Chow, honestly.
Really?
Chow's the OG, bro.
Is he
Chow's an
like
OG.
your rock?
He's my sensei.
Okay. That's why they call him the doctor. So, yeah, I didn't know what that, but anyway, so I was so furious at Joe for quitting the show. I was like, okay, the season is over. And then when I came back for season 2 and I was alone, we had this whole cliffhanger sort of thing with the last episode where we were supposed to be revealing that one of the guests we had on during that season had died. It was like this whole, it was just this stupid joke thing, kind of making fun of TV and podcasts. And then I was so mad at Joe for quitting the show that instead I made it like a dream sequence where, no, it turns out the guest didn't die. Instead, Joe had died.
Right.
And the way he had died was that I had rolled over on him in my sleep and suffocated him, which like implies that we sleep in the same bed and we're gay guys, I guess. Yeah. But it's like I was thinking of it like a Ren and Stimpy style sort of,
Right. Something innocent.
Yeah, but now that I say that out loud, I remember that then they made the Ren and Stimpy adult party cartoon where they were like overtly gay and had they do fuck each other, it turns out. So I probably shouldn't have used that.
Did that ruin you and his relationship once he left the show?
Oh yeah, because we did improv together too, which is gay as it is. I guess we are gay Ren and Stimpy guys, but we did improv. We had an improv team. And it was cool. It was fun. We had it was a bunch of dudes. Like it was all the funny guys that we had met doing comedy all together. And it was just a fun hangout kind of thing, really. And then he quit that too. And I realized, and this is what made I hate when I get called a clout chaser. And this is probably why, because I'm the last thing when it comes to clout chasing. I hate this. He quit because he thought like, oh, if I'm with these dudes, I'm not going to make it in improv.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Which is like wildly gay. And then
improv was hype back then though.
It was. Yeah, I mean, it was the biggest thing. It was, if you wanted to get into comedy, that was like fucking your ticket. It was your ticket to ride if you already were rich and you didn't have to have a real job, and your
parents were Jewish.
Your parents are Jewish. Yes. Right. Oh my God. I remember. I remember when I found out about Judaism. When I learned of. Do you remember that? Do you guys remember the first time you found out?
Yes, my Yugoslavian brother at work told me about it, and then I was immersed with it.
I mean, obviously, like when you're a kid, you see them do a Hanukkah on a TV show, and you're like, oh, they're just like us. Yeah. And then,
you find out they rule the world.
Yeah. And then, but yeah, that moment where you're like, oh, there's a different thing going on. Like because I was doing this improv shit, and I was at the UCB theater, and this was like this is the place. All right, you can make fun of it all you want, but like, fucking for 10 to 15 years, everybody in comedy came out of this fucking place. Like everybody was doing well, but everything everybody says about all that stuff is also true. That it's gay and it's like theater kids and shit like that. And I just learned that the hard way. I had to go there to find that out. And I remember sitting there this was early on. It was like year 1, I think, while I was there. I stayed there for a while. Year 1 while I was there, I remember there was this kid, and he was like, he's the type of Jewish where he's like just covered in hair, every single part.
He's got the curly hair.
If he takes off his shirt, it's like he's still got a wool sweater on, and he's like got the very awkward, like long arms. He holds like this, like he's vampiric in a way. It was like a mummy or something. Right. He's that type of Jewish. He's the mummy type of Jewish. And I remember, and I was thinking like, everybody loves this guy for some reason. He's like, he was sort of like,
he was probably a sweetheart, right?
Nah, no. He was almost like a lol cow to this community in a way, but like one that you treat well. Like what is what is that fucking autistic retarded kid's name that dresses in suits and eats fast food on YouTube and everyone pretends that they like him and they're not making fun of him? Review
Oh.
Bra. I always forget his name. Review Bra. Do you know what I'm talking about? He's like an autistic.
I don't know him.
He wears
I don't know.
suits and he just eats in his car. He eats a Wendy's burger and gives them like very proper reviews. And everybody pretends like they love that. That was this guy. This guy was like, everybody was kind of laughing at him and he was like almost like a mascot in a way. And
Okay, yeah.
and it pissed me off. Cause like I hated the idea. Okay, so we're all cool with laughing at this guy to his face, but we just can't tell him we're doing that. I hate that. I hate that there's like these designated people that everyone just silently agrees it's okay to laugh at and make fun of. But then the second you do it to like somebody that's not designated,
No, you can't do that.
oh yeah, you're stepping out of line. I can't stand that shit. And I'm staring at this. His name's David Bloveband, by the way. Look him up.
Okay.
I don't care. Dave Bloveband. And he was like, he literally, there was this show, this TV show sprang up out of this internet community I was part of. And they literally used him as like a mascot on it. Like he became this thing called the human fish on there where they made him, and because he was all hairy, they made him sit there in swim trunks with no shirt on and flippers and wear goggles. And like he was like this, he was a retard. I mean, he's just a retard. And
Oh yeah,
he was
I
a
see him right now. I'll pull him up.
he was
They
a
can't do that
normal
all
guy.
the time. They did that all the time though. Like Howard Stern and Opie and Anthony, didn't they have like Jewish kids, interns and shit, just be like mascots for their show to some extent?
I don't know. I never watched those or listened to
Oh.
those, but yeah, that's
Holy
him. Yes,
shit.
that's him. All right. So you see what I'm talking about here? And
yeah.
all right, so I'm staring at him one day. we're in like the improv place, UCB.
Yeah.
And they had like a lounge area, and I'm just sitting there and I'm just staring at it, and I'm thinking all this stuff to myself. And I don't think he even knew me very well. I knew him. And I'm just like, all this is circling around in my head. And then I realized, like, wait a second. Like, I'm struggling. When I moved to New York, I was like the only job I could get was I got a job at GameStop, and I was working for $8.
That is tough, bro. That's
Oh
a
my
tough job,
God.
bro. I bet you had so much fun dealing with that shit.
No.
You didn't enjoy like the Pokemon cards on the wall, the fucking video
here's the-
games coming in.
No joke. I don't play video games.
So not at all.
No.
Neither do I.
And literally then I was
Fortnite's
so
tough, bro.
broke and they paid me so little, I couldn't afford to buy video games while I worked there. So like
Right.
I lied to get the job there. They were like, I was like, okay, I've got this interview tomorrow. And so I literally just looked up all the titles that are coming out soon. I was like,
The
they're
main
gonna ask
games.
me what title am I looking forward to? And I just picked one at random.
Yeah.
And lied. I just lied well enough. I was like cordial and funny enough to just get the job. And then when they hired me, I was like, I don't play video games at all, and I can't even afford to buy one right now. And I was like, I was so poor that I was like melting basically. Like my body, I was like so thin that none of my clothes fit me anymore. I didn't even have a belt that would fit, and I was having to hold my jeans onto me. And so I'm like,
Nice.
I'm horrifically poor.
Yeah.
And I have like no money, just none. And you know, rent is $1,000 a month
in New York.
Yeah, and
Well,
that's
yeah.
with sharing a place, you know. And and it only got worse from there. That was still early on. And I'm staring at this Dave Bloveband guy, and I'm like, how is he able to just sit here? He's just here all day. He's at every show. He's taking class after class here. He's got all the time in the world. And I was like, oh, he's Jewish. His parents are rich.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And then I started realizing every single person who was successful at this place didn't have a job. They had their parents were paying for them to be there. And everybody thinks that about me, but I was literally fucking dying. One day I showed up to GameStop. They had a store meeting. And they told me to go home because I was holding my pants on. I'm like, ugh. And I was like green. I was like, I'm not kidding. They were like, Jesse, are you okay? And I'm like, huh? And I'm shaking. I didn't know it, but I was like starving. I was dying. I think for the week I was able to afford. I went to I went to the grocery store down the street and I bought a thing of chorizo, like just a log of chorizo, and I was like cutting it and cooking it on my radiator.
You got your rations cut out.
I'm not joking. This is not a joke. I literally cooked it on a radiator and ate it off of there. And like that, yes, I was rationing it out throughout the week.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You have to go home. Like, there's something wrong with you, Jesse. You're sick." And I'm like, "No, I'm just hungry." I was like, "Can you please pay me? Please pay me more
GameStop
money."
never did any pizza parties or nothing, dude.
No. I had to
that's
quit.
tough.
I had to quit when Black Ops 2 came out.
Oh, I bet that was tough.
They tried to get me to do the midnight release for that, which was like that was big. That was real big. And I had never even heard of Black Ops 1, you know. And I didn't even know that was a thing. So I had no idea this was like a big deal. I was at the midnight thing.
Huge.
We were there until like 3:30 a.m. or something, right? This is in Manhattan. This is the biggest GameStop, by the way, in the world. It's in Herald Square in New York. I'm the top salesman there. Okay. I'm begging them, can I make 25 cents more an hour? Just $8.25 an hour.
You're like on your hands and knees, like
begging them. They hired a bunch of new guys, had me train them. And then one of them was like this gay little retard. His name was Santiago. He was from Spain. And so he had that lisp, you know, that Ibizan lisp.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, Santiago, how much you make?" Which you're not supposed to do. And he was like, "Huh? Oh, I make $8.50 an hour." And I was making $8. I'm training this guy. So he's like my replacement, basically.
right.
And I'm training him. And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then I went up to the manager. I was like, "Hey, Santiago just told me he makes $8.50 an hour. You're gonna have to give me more money, or I'm just never gonna do anything. I'm your top salesman, and I'm done." And so they tried to keep me there for Black Ops 2. And then it was like 3 a.m. And then I lived in Brooklyn, and this is in Manhattan. And so at that time of morning, you're going to be waiting like 2 hours for the train. And then the trip itself is going to take forever. And it's not nice, and it's not safe, and it's bad. And so I knew I'd be getting home around probably like 5, 6 a.m. And then they told me I had to come back in at 7, that's literally not enough time to get home and then get back. I would have to like just sleep inside the store at that, which they wouldn't let me do. But there's no time. I was like, "No, I'm not coming in the morning for that." And so I quit. And I had no money, and I almost died.
I mean, that's the grind you go on. And you're so right about that UCB shit, because what they do, it's such a pyramid scheme. Like they charge like $300 a class, and then they have like all these levels to it, right?
Yeah.
But then when you level up, it just means you get to like perform once in front of like a live audience, but you don't get paid for that, right?
Well, so the way it works is you take classes there, and you might get to perform, you might not. You get to perform if you have a class. You get to perform twice during the class, but it's not like for their main stage. It's like in the middle of the day when nobody's at the theater, and it's a fucking pyramid scheme, basically. Like it's a cult. It's a pyramid scheme. It's gay and it's bad, and I had already been doing improv for 10 years by the time I started. Time I started there, I mean, I'd done like all sorts. I'd done sketch comedy and stand up and just anything.
Shakespeare.
Anything on a stage. I had been just in my hometown. I had been performing on a stage in front of like paying crowds for 10 years. Right. And then I moved to New York and I started doing this thing. I was like, "Oh shit, this is a fucking ripoff." Like, and it costs like $400 a class.
So that's a little bit different than what mostly I hear from comedians, because usually comedians, when they come to New York to make it big, they're usually been traumatized in childhood to some extent. They've been raped, they've been molested, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
But you, it sounds like you're a performer.
Stand-ups are all like, "Yes, I was molested." They love stand-ups love being molested to a point where I think they're lying about it, like it's stolen molested valor. Like I think they are all trying to top each other, because like, one comedian. Here's what happened. Like what was that clown? Pagliacci or whatever, the sad clown, where the doctor is like, why don't you go see the clown, Pagliacci, the famous clown? That'll make you feel better. And he's like, but doctor, I am Pagliacci. So they heard that story one day, and then one comedian was like, fuck it, I'm going to top that. I'm going to fucking kill myself. Bye. And then he blew his stupid head off, right? And then when you hear about a comedian committing S, are we allowed to say it? When a comedian takes vitamin S, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Of
we
course,
catch it. We catch it.
When you hear about that, you're like, oh, wow. So the man who made us laugh was actually, he was crying inside. It's this like gay thing that everybody, when Robin Williams died, everybody is like, oh my gosh, he had the secret pain. We none of us knew. He kept us smiling while he.
It was so gay.
Yeah. So, which by the way, Robin Williams came to UCB one time. He pretended to jack off on me. That's my Robin Williams story.
There you go. That's improv.
That really happened. He was like pretending to masturbate and jizz on me. So anyway, I think
so you were never molested then?
No, God no. And
okay,
by the
your
way,
parents, good parents.
By
everything.
the way, if I was molested, you would never know about it. I could be lying right now. I could have been like severely molested. I might be one of the most molested people of all time. You're not ever going to know about it because why would you tell people?
Share that with anyone.
But that's the thing. Comedians, Richard Jeni fucking shot his head off or whatever. And so they all get it in their heads. The stand-up comedians all get it in their heads like, oh, in order to be good, you have to be dark. You have to secretly in your head be dark, and you have to be messed up, and you have to be on drugs, and you have to drink. And then I think they're all just trying to top each other. Most of them are lying at this point. A lot of them are like sober too. So they're like, I think a lot of comedy people, and not even just stand-ups, but like podcast people, I think a lot of them are lying about drinking. I think they're fake drinking. I think they are fake taking drugs. Well, I'm not going to name any names right now, but maybe somebody we've mentioned already.
Red Bar?
Yeah.
Whoa! Dude, no, I see him down those bottles. I see him smoking that kush, bro.
You see him down that decanter he set up on his desk for you to see it ahead of time. Yeah, the guy who is in so much pain and he's going to the doctor all the time.
He's shooting himself in diapers.
Showing himself opening up his granny box of pills. Yeah, he's probably just drinking nonstop.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. And interestingly enough, the first time I ever saw you was on his show.
Oh, really? When was that?
So I remember during Melton Watch, you had popped in on the show a time or two.
That's true. That is true.
And then a couple years later, you popped on the show when that whole Warski and like Mersh and like he was covering something and he had you on and he was almost like trying to like, I don't know who you are.
That was
remember?
Which he had been on my show at that. Like he had known me for years at that point.
Yeah. This was like 3 or 4 years after that. So
yeah. Well, he's like, he's in his late stage Howard Stern mode where he's invented everything.
He's politically correct now.
Everybody's copying him. He's Jewish.
He hates Sven. I think Sven was talking about. You saw this Sven shit.
I'm best friends with Sven. Sven's told me everything from behind the scenes. It's actually crazy. I haven't done the show in forever. My first show back's actually going to be talking about all of this because it was one of his fans that got me booted off of YouTube.
Oh shit! Okay. Yeah,
it was a Red Bar guy was mad that I'm friends with Sven now. So he reported every one of my videos just hoping something would stick and managed to get the dumbest thing ever to stick. So yeah, I will be talking about all that. But anyway, I just think a lot of the all the stand-up guys, they want to be like secret. They want to be like dark. I would say secretly, but it's not a secret. They talk about it constantly. They're like, oh, I'm so fucked up. And then all the improv people, and this is why improv gets made fun of for being gay. All the improv people are the exact opposite. They had great childhoods. They're usually rich, you know, their parents are
Right.
rich.
They're paying for their fucking ride. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But there's a lot of this is what nobody talks about is there's way more crossover between those things than anybody likes to admit. Like there's a lot of improv people who do stand up, a lot of stand up people who do improv. I mean, like fucking at UCB, I saw like all of the greatest stand ups ever go through, both perform there, doing stand up, sometimes sit in on improv shit. Just hanging out there, like I saw Louis C.K. there one time. Like he performed there regularly. Like there's no this whole like bad blood thing between improv. I don't have a dog in the fight. I hate both. Improv and stand up are for. I almost said the word. Okay, am I allowed?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Oh wait, I just remembered I'm streaming on my channel. No.
Yeah, you better watch out, man. You better watch out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't really give a shit about either one at this point. I started going full tilt into the podcast shit because I ended up hating both. But yes, a lot of improv people are like babies. They're basically adult babies that have never had a problem. And that is why it's so funny when people make fun of me for doing improv, because it's like, well, that's why I stopped doing it. I stopped doing it because I realized that about it. I agree with you. I'm on your side with it. I hate those people. Like when I realized how easy they all had it, and you know, it's like I've got friends. I have people who I was like very close friends with who work on very big comedy shows.
Right.
Like The Tonight Show, like, you know, I mean, stuff you can name. Huge things. And not one of them deserves it. These are people I liked at one point. Not one of them deserves it. Like, they're not funny enough, and they had too easy of a ride to that point. So I do respect the grind of stand-ups. I do respect that, you know, you usually have to go through something to make that happen. I just think they're all gay for like acting like they have the darkest lives ever, and they're the loners.
Everyone has fucking issues at the end of the day. It's just like,
no.
What do you mean? I'm not saying I'm being molested.
I'm not at the end of the day ever. I operate at the beginning of the day.
All right, beginning of the day. Do you have issues?
Yes.
There you go. That's all
my main issue is that I was maybe the most molested person of all time.
But you'll keep that with your priest.
I will go to the grave with that knowledge, okay? Like, nobody's ever going to know that about me. I'm not going to be sitting here going, you know, trying to figure out
Someone
what to do.
decipher that right now.
No, on the stand-up thing, I kind of bucket it. I was thinking about this the other day, and like, why do people get into doing stand-up? And I think there's a couple little buckets you can put people in. There's like people who are into drinking and have a substance abuse problem.
People who are into fucking.
And people who want to go get pussy. That's the other one. And then, of course, an overarching thing is, you know, you want the adrenaline or whatever that you get from being in front of the stage and all that type of stuff. So I was trying to like, because you can almost pinpoint like certain guys and what their vices are. And
that's another thing actually that I really hate about stand-ups that's really gay about, and I guess maybe improv people, but I never hear them say it. Stand-ups actually will admit this out loud. That thing where they're like, the adrenaline rush of a crowd laughing. Like, oh, it's like a drug. Oh man, just inject that into when you're up there murdering, when they start talking about murdering, I'm out. The second they start saying murdering, you've never killed, you've never murdered. The room, like, and by the way, your profession is one where the people in the audience have to be drunk to enjoy it. Like, sorry, you're not that funny. You just aren't. When you're up there killing, when you're up there murdering, it means that the bartender had a heavier hand that day. That's it. It's just, I've never, like, I like making people laugh. I like being funny, but
You're hilarious. I love it.
I like it for me. Like, I'm laughing. And then that thing where it's like, oh man, the crowd, when I hear the
Who gives
roar,
a fuck what they think?
It's not that I don't care. I want them to laugh too, but it's like, I'm hoping, but like
Right.
I'm mostly like just trying to make myself laugh. And I've that thing about it. Oh, it's like a drug. I've never experienced it, but I also have. Here's one of my issues. If we can talk Mark Maron style about my issues real quick.
Yes, I'd love to hear about what's
Preach.
going on with you.
Aside from being Schrodinger's molested boy,
Yeah, of course.
my other issue is that I suffer from a condition known as anhedonia,
That has to do with your.
which is not Chinese, by the way. I mean, I just don't like anything. I don't enjoy anything.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and I think part of that,
And that's true. That's 100% true.
yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's why I don't play video games. I don't like music. I figured this out when I talked to people about music, when I was young, and I realized that everyone else likes music and I didn't. And
Yeah.
which is kind of odd.
You can't feel joy.
Yeah, basically. So
Okay.
like, I mean, I can't. There are things I can, like, my family.
Your podcast. I bet you feel joy from that.
No,
No.
no. My wife, my children, that sort of stuff. Sure, but here's the way it manifests for me. I never feel a sense of accomplishment ever. It just doesn't happen for me. I never feel like I've done something, I've achieved anything, that anything had any point to it. I've never once really felt. Every once in a while, I'll get like a shade of that, where I'll be like, "Oh, it sort of felt nice to get that done," and
Right.
then it instantly evaporates, and I'm like, "Okay, no, never mind. I was wrong."
It's not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, and so I've never felt accomplishment, and I think that's kind of what the enjoying that laugh from people is like. I think it's like an accomplishment because you came up with the joke and you're testing it on them and you're seeing if it works, and when they do it, you're getting that. I don't have that. That doesn't happen, and I don't care if they don't laugh. It's like, well, I know
I
it's
laughed.
funny.
Fuck you.
Well, if I think it's funny, then I'm right. I can't be here. That's the shitty thing about art. Not that comedy is art. Certainly not that anything I do is art. But what they say about art is that it is subjective, right?
Yes.
No, it isn't. Okay.
I'm waiting.
Not really.
Yeah.
And, because like you ever been to a museum?
Yes.
So when you go to the museum, you ever been to a modern art museum?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
All right. Now, and then you've been to like a regular one. There's modern art and then
like
there's
exhibits
actual
with
art.
modern
Classic
Yeah.
art.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Fine art.
actual art and modern art. And then so you go to the actual art museum and you might enjoy a painting. You sit there and go, "Wow,
Right.
that's
Damn.
crazy they painted that. How did they even do that? Look at that tiny little detail. What some pointillism thing where you're like, all those little dots make a big picture. That's crazy." And then you go to a modern art museum, you're like, "Nah, nope. A big shoe. That's not art. No, you just made a big shoe. A guy duct tape a banana to a wall. Not art." It. Like
Toilets all pushed together to make a set. Yeah.
Like the Sundays at the Park in Chicago with the pointillism.
Exactly the one I was thinking.
George Seurat.
Yep,
that's incredible to see in real life.
Of course, and that's exactly the one I was thinking of when I said that.
Of course.
Ferris Bueller. But but I went to the Museum of Modern Art in New York several times, and it's like it's literally. I said a big shoe. That is literally one of their like big exhibits there. It's just a big shoe. Somebody made a big shoe, and then you're like, and who cares?
Or like the Coons, like the big like poodle dog things.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
Yes,
They're
exactly.
billions of dollars.
Yeah, that's dumb. And you know in your heart of hearts that one of those is real art and the other one is a jackass. And in the same way, comedy is actually, if it's an art at all, it is one where if the person achieved it or not, because it's like a magic trick. You're trying to surprise a person. If they laugh, you did it. If anyone, but here's where it gets murky, right? If anyone laughs, you did it. So if something is funny, all it requires is like, what is the bare minimum for something being funny? Something being, not objectively funny, if as objective as that can be. I think it's
Just a laugh.
I think it's one guy laughing one time,
guy.
right?
Yeah.
So, but that could just be you,
Yeah.
So if you laugh, then it was funny. And then everybody, I get made fun of a lot because I laugh at myself.
That's fine. I laugh at myself all the time.
Well, I in my head, when people say that, I'm like, if you don't, then don't you kind of think that what you said isn't funny? You're either like purposefully avoiding doing it. You're having to turn that off, which is a little psychopathic.
I think that's insecurity, isn't it? A little bit.
Well, here's why. Here's who says that. Stand-ups and stand-up simps. They're the ones who say that you're not allowed to laugh at yourself because stand-up is truly like magic.
Yes.
It's an actual magic trick, and the magic trick isn't the joke, and it isn't making you laugh. The magic trick is making it seem like that's the first time they said it. But instead, they're saying shit that they've said 1 billion times, and shit that didn't work half of those times, if not more. And no one laughed in any of those times. That guy on stage isn't laughing because he knows he knows what he's going to say. I'm laughing because I'm making it up as I go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if something's really funny, you can't stop yourself from laughing. Dave Chappelle does the opposite, though, and no one seems to give him trouble for it. He pretends to laugh at the joke he said 800 million times. He's faking it. When he hits himself with the microphone, he goes the
stagecraft to cue. Now, here, Jesse, on that note, when you analyze comedy and the joke versus, I think most of comedy is stagecraft and all these little magic tricks to what makes it good, where the regular person says that's a good comedian. There's all this other stuff that goes into it. Just like when you realize really good art has, like, it follows the rules of third, the painting has the right composition and different things. I think there's more of like the structure of what the comedian's doing more than the actual joke. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's for stand up. Yes, that's 100% what it is. Like it's all just it's the shitty parts you don't want to have to think about. And I've never been able to turn off that part of my brain while watching comedy. And that actually goes for improv and any sketch, any form of comedy. When I'm watching other people do it, I am analyzing it that way.
Yeah.
I always have, and I can't not do it. I've said this since, I started doing improv when I was like 13.
Mhm.
And I said all the way back then, like, I don't enjoy watching it. I don't think it's fun to watch. Like, I get why other people enjoy it, but for me, it's not fun to watch it. I'm sitting there and I'm watching the moves and I know what's coming.
Yeah.
And when I watch stand up, it's the same way. I know what the punchline is going to be. Because I understand it from the setup.
Right.
Because there's like 5 things it could possibly be, and one of them is likely. And that doesn't mean that it won't necessarily be funny, or even that I won't laugh at the joke if it's done well, which is the craft part, the stagecraft part, as you put it. But I'm not watching it like the average person, where I'm just I can't be mindless about it, and I wish I could.
And that I'm 100% like that with stand-up comedy too, because it's so formulaic, and that's why I like absurd, like YouTube type. I laugh at like the absurd characters on YouTube, or even like I think Brendan Schaub's comedy special is funny because it's just so absurd, like it's out of left field.
Oh yeah, bad comedy is the funniest comedy. Exactly.
So it's like he's like, oh, Mexican cookies, the chocolate chip with salsa on it or something. It's like, I don't know, like just to me that stuff's funnier than just like your quote unquote 7 out of 10 comedian who it's like you kind of tell where it's going, and
that's why I started only doing podcasting for my comedy outlet or whatever, is because it was complete, at least the way I do it, is completely on the fly, just totally making shit up. And a lot of times it is involving characters and people who aren't even aware they're part of it in some
Right.
way. I think of my podcast as more like a sitcom in a way. I
Mhm.
think it is funny because of the situations that happen. It is situational comedy, like truly to that word, where I am setting up things that I think might have a funny outcome. And then when the show goes live, we'll see if that works or not.
Right.
But there's no,
No, I watched your show because I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I've never really seen your show before. After you covered us with Mersh, and I watched your take on our show and everything like that. And you had a lot of very funny characters, come in and talk and everything like that. And I get what you're saying when you have to have those characters to some extent.
yeah. I don't like Chow, you were talking about Comedy Bang Bang earlier, where it's literally a show where they bring on people who improvise character, like they're actually pretending.
Nah.
I hate that shit.
It's
Yeah.
not authentic,
I
honestly.
I can't, as a guy who it used to be all I did was like go on stage with other people pretending to be characters and never denying what it is they're doing. On a podcast, I cannot do that. Like
Yeah.
going along with a character and not like breaking the fourth wall from it and stuff.
Gay, dude.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's so gay and so annoying.
And then we were talking about your show for a second. I mainly started catching you. I knew about you, but I started catching you when you jumped on YouTube,
Mm.
and I started watching your clip channel's great, by the way. That really brings a lot of people in.
That's
but you're-
Angie. I can't take any.
Yeah, shout out Angie. But your show, you call it a program, and
Yeah.
you really do preparation for your show, and it really is well structured in what you're going to cover. You come prepared, and you lay out whatever the topic be. You have some obscure characters. You have some kind of more quote unquote mainstream, if you want to call Mersh mainstream in the streaming world.
I don't, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's all, you can tell the people you cover are people that you enjoy covering, and you go deep and you figure out what you want to talk about. It's not some of this stuff like that. We kind of were birthed out of these characters, and we've had a lot of them on from this Dabbleverse, where it's just kind of a hodgepodge group of guys just pushing the live button and staring into the screen and looking at the chat and interacting. It's
Yeah, I vaguely know what the Dabbleverse is, like very, very vaguely know that
Right.
that's a thing. I mostly have just heard that it exists. What is it, like a bunch of lol cows from some corner of the internet or something?
basically, it's a lot of boomer characters from stand up, but it's birthed out of like Howard Stern with Stuttering John, and then like some Compound Media stuff with Kevin Brennan,
Okay.
who was on
I,
Compound. And
I
then there's
know
some
who that is. I know who that is.
yeah,
Yes.
there's ancillary characters, and basically they just stream and fight with each other all day in the
Okay.
live streams, and the fans jump back and forth. And then there's there's minions for each one, and oh, and Shuley and Bob Levy are big in it too. So it's this weird boomer.
Yeah, see,
slash
I never
EB.
listened to Opie and Anthony or Howard Stern or anything. So these people, these characters, these people, it means nothing to me. So I just don't get into this. Occasionally I will check out like old clips of Opie and Anthony or Howard Stern, but it's almost always to like learn something about someone that I dislike. Because it turns out that I found out as a fully adult man with a family, it took me that long to figure out that pretty much like 90% of the things I dislike in podcasting all stem from three things: fans of Opie and Anthony, fans of Howard Stern, or fans of professional wrestling.
That's another one that a bunch of these people in the Dabbleverse are all into professional wrestling too. It's like those three are the Dabbleverse.
Okay, well then, yeah. So it's very obvious why I've completely steered clear from. I now have like a sixth sense for when someone is an adult baby wrestling lover, where
Yeah.
they're like secretly into. I can always tell I get a little niggle in the back of my brain where I'm like, okay, this guy, he just said kayfabe, so think we can chalk this one up. But yeah, I don't really know any of that shit. I guess I should be into it. It's like a pretty much fucking built-in audience there.
It is, yeah.
But that's why, again, not a clout chaser. I hate stuff like that.
Hey, real quick, I have another question for you, sir, because Mersh was talking about this when we were interviewing him. He said you and him were kind of together at one point in time.
We were lovers.
In person.
So,
you guys were in
Mersh
person.
actually told you on your show that he was molested. He talked about being I was the guy who molested him.
I thought he was Italian the whole other time, so I don't remember shit from that show. But
you really don't. You really weren't getting what was happening on that.
Dude, I was so fucked up. I don't even remember anything. I was just having fun.
That was actually very embarrassing to watch.
No, I loved every second of it, man.
It was it was hard. It was a hard watch when you kept saying the same things over and over again.
Over and over again. Trust me. Don't worry. I'll make sure to do that in this one. But my thing is this to you is when you and him were together in person, how was that interacting with him? And
sexy.
But my thing is, were you kind of passive aggressive towards him in person when you guys were together?
Yeah,
because he kind of bitched about that with you. Like he's kind of a cunt. He's trying to assert me in my level with the group.
So Mersh didn't realize I was making fun of Mersh to his face.
Yeah.
Like
why though? Why would you do that though?
When I met, all right. So do you know what Hollywood Mersh is? Have you ever heard that?
No.
So I came up with this thing, and it was when I met him. Literally while meeting him, this phrase popped into my head: Hollywood Mersh. And the reason for that was one, I knew he was into wrestling, and I think it kind of probably somewhere in the back of my mind, I knew that Hulk Hogan was called a Hollywood Hogan at one point. So I think it kind of sprang out of that. But he was acting like he was the biggest shot of all time.
Well, he was holding court.
He was holding court.
Yeah.
So we met up, and he's trying to be a streamer guy. And the thing that really threw me I liked Mersh. Like, we were internet pals, I guess, before this. The minute I met him, he had bought, he came to New York from Florida, and on his way there at the airport or something, he bought a selfie stick.
Oh, that's a good classic.
And
oh, gee.
That was it. I was out. Well, I mean, that's all it took. He's walking around with this selfie stick, and he's trying to be this big streamer. He thinks he's going to be like a big IRL streamer. And he's like offering to buy people drinks and
filming you guys.
And I mean, definition of clout chaser, by the way.
Right.
And these are just qualities of a person I dislike. Now, I didn't know it fully then. I hadn't gotten this through my head, but there's this thing called the Mersh effect where Mersh tries to wine and dine other adult men.
I loved him.
Into becoming his friend, which he's done to you.
I was a huge fan.
You are part of the Mersh effect. And it's not your fault. Like, I don't hate the Mersh effect guy. I think
he's a great guy.
Exactly. Of course you do.
Nice. He seemed nice.
But here's the thing. He's nice as long as you're useful to him.
Or you're hammered.
Or, well, I mean, he was kind of making fun of you, really. But Mersh is only on your side if you are fully loyal to him.
Right.
And I talked to Frank Hassel about this because Mersh very famously tried to do this with Frank Hassel. He went on this meltdown tirade about how he offered Frank Hassel to buy him steaks and get him. I don't know. He seemed to think he had some sort of access to stuff that a normal human being doesn't have access to that he could give to Frank Hassel, and tried to get him to hang out with him when Frank was in Florida. And I saw that while it was happening live. And I'm like, dude, just fucking say you want to hang out with Sam Hyde. Like, it's pathetic what you're doing. You're trying to leapfrog from one guy to another.
At the table?
No, I'm saying, I said this in my head when he was trying to do it to Frank Hassel. And I talked to Frank about it, and Frank was like, yeah, I just instantly picked up that this guy is trying to start a relationship with me. He was like, I mean, Mersh does to other adult men what you do to a woman to court them.
Right.
And so, and I'm sure I can't remember what he said when he was on your show or whatever about me, but he's said this a million times. His line about me is, when I met up with Jesse, I mean, number one, this dude was sitting there drinking a Dr. Pepper. I mean,
Yeah.
and he's doing his dainty little weird finger hands. And this whole thing about this Dr. Pepper, like I'm literally drinking a Dr. Pepper right now. Okay. This joke about the Dr. Pepper. Number one, it's partially a cope because Mersh is a horrific alcoholic and drug addict.
Rest in peace.
And he does this thing where he's like, I don't trust people who don't do drugs. It's like, I call me crazy. I might be the odd man out here. I personally believe that maybe the least trustworthy person is the drug addict. That might be me. The guy who's never done drugs. Maybe I'm just biased in some way, but I feel like it's a pretty common stereotype
assumption.
That a drug addict is untrustworthy. But that's his cope. And then this thing about like, oh, I was sitting there drinking Dr. Pepper. Well, Mersh invited me out to a bar,
right?
Knowing I don't drink. He already knew that about me. I told him like, hey man, I don't.
So he's already trying to like assert some type of like dominance over you to some extent, or make you look like a bitch.
No, here's what happened. I get there. I'm instantly clocking him for being this like guy who thinks he's making it, in internet Hollywood. Because he's got me there. He's got Carl, the streamer Carl is there. And then he thinks like this is a big wheeling and dealing thing. He takes us to this rooftop bar. That's what you do to a girl. I felt
I'm hit, bro.
I feel like I was being raped. Like I was being like, even if I did drink, I would not allow him to buy me a drink. I'd be holding my drink like this the whole time, because I'm going to be date raped by this guy. We're at a rooftop bar. He's got all his little streamer buddies. All these guys show up.
They're all on his nuts.
This is the real truth of that story. This thing about me drinking a Dr. Pepper. It's all on video. I streamed the whole thing making fun of Mersh. You can see me in the video. I'm drinking water. Here's what actually happened. Mersh, twice, he took us to a rooftop bar. Then he took us to, I found this out after the fact. I think he took us to the bar that like Anthony Cumia hangs out at.
Yeah.
So like he wanted
far right, buddy.
He wanted to like hang out at Cumia's place. And at both places, Mersh offered to buy me a Dr. Pepper. And both times I said, no, I'm good, thanks. I'll just get a water for me. One of those times is on video. You can see me ordering the water from the poor waitress who was having to deal with Mersh's bizarre being.
Right.
So this whole thing, he's sitting there drinking a Dr. This is a fantasy he came up with. And I only have realized this very recently because I am yet another in a long line of women who have rejected him. Mersh attempted to take me on a date. I said, no, thank you. He tried to get me drunk when I said no. I said, no, thank you again. And this is what he does with man after man. He does this with women too. I've had some of his attempted lovers on the show before, and they say all the same things. They went through the same experience as me. And this is what anybody who watches my show and has seen the Mersh stuff knows, is every single time Mersh talks about me, it is in this bizarre gay way. He always says that I treat him like I'm a jilted lover. But then 2 seconds later, the next sentence will be that he's like, he literally one time said if it was between me and Blair White, he would rather fuck me. He said that. That's on camera.
And so you dissed him in public though, right? With the group around. How did he receive that?
Here's the thing. I teased him, and I didn't hate him. I teased him for acting cringe, and I did it in the way that you would do that to a friend.
Right. You're fucking roasting with your buds. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, you fuck with them.
100%. there was no part of me that was like there was an animosity or whatever.
Right.
I was openly doing it to his face, though. I couldn't believe he didn't get
So
this.
so he's not a boy. He's just like he's like he took that offensively like a bitch would.
No, what ends up happening is later on, I continued being fine with him. And then later on, I did a parody of his show. And he couldn't handle it. I made fun of his show. I made fun of Revenge of the Sis. By the way, I did both him and Royce simultaneously. I was doing an impression of both of them, but they both did not take it well. But Mersh had a big baby freak out about it. He tried to shut down his entire Discord from being able to watch Pod Awful after that. He said he used the phrase, give him nothing, which then became like a meme.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't believe his reaction to it. Now, what he'll say is that I did that because I was mad he had Dick Masterson on his show. And I was mad he had Dick Masterson on his show. But it was more specific than that.
Right.
Dick Masterson, I got kicked off of Patreon because of Dick Masterson. Dick Masterson told his fans to report my Patreon because I had used the N-word. And I have been banned from Patreon since 2016. It was, by the way, I was making all of my money off of Patreon back then.
Right.
So I lost my job because of this dude. There's a guy, I mean, if a guy goes after your money like that hard, that's self-defense situation time. You could put a gun to a guy's head, you'd have a good case in some states. So as far as I'm concerned, Dick Masterson is an enemy of mine. Mersh and I, and Royce, I guess, to some degree, as far as I was concerned at that point, we were internet friends, even though I had sort of made fun of him. They bring on Dick Masterson. Not only do they interview him, not only do they have him on, and I don't think they have to defend me, by the way. That's not what I'm asking for here. What pissed me off was they had him on to promote. He had created a website that was a Patreon alternative. And the way he advertised the Patreon alternative was that, hey, on our platform, you can say the N-word. Hello? Now, I know for a fact that Royce and Mersh knew what Dick had done to my Patreon. And I thought it was a little strange that there was no question about it. There was no pushback at all. There was not even a little, didn't you?
Right. Didn't you say that? But when you got, yeah.
And what pissed me off about it was that it was because they were clout chasing. It was because they were glad handing things I hate, things I've learned to hate over the years. It wasn't that they didn't defend me. It was that it was so important to them to get in the good graces of this guy that the relationship they had with me didn't matter.
Right.
Now, I am not, again, I'm not Mersh. You don't have to show me pure loyalty or anything. But if I don't like that, and then I want to make fun of your show as a result, you should probably take that a little bit more graciously than what they did. All I did was make fun of their show.
I think it's a good thing when people make fun of your show, honestly.
Of course. And people have
you
done
get
it to
more
mine.
recognition from it.
People had parodied my show. I had parodied other shows. That's kind of what I do. The name of the show is Pod Awful. I sort of am making fun of podcasts. It's kind of the bit.
And Mersh has never actually like accepted the fact that, you know, you make him. He's never actually been like, you know what, Pod Awful is actually kind of funny. I enjoy watching.
Oh no,
Pod
I
Awful
went
my
from
show.
I went
He's
from
never
one of the
admitted that.
funniest guys he knew the day before that to I have never been funny the day after that. And that was what was so disingenuous. At the time, I had a bunch of we shared a lot of viewers and listeners.
Yeah, some of the same fan base. Yeah.
Yeah, the ROTC people were all in the chat watching that show live and laughing their fucking asses off. I had tons of their biggest fans tell me like that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. That was amazing. You should do it again. And then the next day, all those people were quiet because Mersh had put out a decree that you're not allowed to like me anymore. It literally, how long have I been making fun of Mersh now? Fuck, is it 5 years? I have been 5 years of making fun of Mersh and ruining his life, by the way.
I know. I've seen the clips.
Would not have happened if he had just gone, that was funny. That's
No,
it.
no,
I would literally still be friends with Mersh. I did not end that stream going like, well, that means we can't talk anymore.
So if he came out today and said, you know what, you're actually pretty funny. I'm sorry for the way I've acted in the past, towards your show. I really do enjoy Pod Awful when they make fun of us. Would you guys be good at that point in time? And
you would have to do that and then also stop being one of the most embarrassing human beings that's ever existed. It's like, it's too much now. It's too piled on. It's not that I mean, listen, I like being friends with people I make fun of on the show, actually. I like being cool with them.
Yeah, you shit on your guests or whatever your
I make fun
characters.
of my actual real life friends.
Burgers is one of your guys, right?
Yeah, Mr. Burgers. Like I mean, that's a whole other story. But
Shaman, who is a kind of a crossover with this Dabbleverse shit.
I am very good friends with Comedy Shaman.
He's a good dude.
And he's a great guy. He just got out of rehab, by the way. We wish him the best. And
God bless Shaman if you see this.
I feel like actually I was a big part of him getting that help, and I hope I was because I really want him to be better. But yeah, I make fun of, and he knows we pick on each other. He picks on me back. It doesn't matter. A lot of the I realized actually very recent in recent history, as far as the grand scheme of things, I've realized like I'm probably a little too harsh.
Are you? Do you really think so?
Yeah, because I should be nice. I should keep them as friends. I don't know, but we always end up being enemies. All right, here's what happens. I'm not good at most things. All right.
Well, right.
Okay. I think everyone watching can agree on that. But I do have one uncanny ability, and it's not something I like try to do. It's just, and this has been true of me since I was a kid. I have the uncanny ability to instantly figure out the one thing to say about a person that's gonna fucking annihilate.
All right, okay, you see our guest right here, Kenneth Poe. Can you do that with him right now?
Oh, that's it. I almost beat you to that segue. I was like, you want to do that with me, Greg? I have nipples. You can milk me.
Okay,
there
so
you go.
For instance, like, I don't know that I literally don't know who you are, Kenneth, whatsoever. Okay,
right.
I have no clue anything about you at all. But what I instantly detect about you is that you think you're going to become an internet guy. Like you think there's maybe a chance for you in this sort of realm where maybe you get to talk about the Dabbleverse or whatever, and ain't nobody interested. And just to be clear, I was asked to do this. I don't want to do this. You are energetically bald. So the flat cap as a fucking 30-something, 40-something year old, it's the flat.
How old? Wait, how old?
Like you're really small on my screen, so I don't have a great look at you, but I would say you're probably 40.
Close.
How old are you?
I'll be 37 on the 15th.
You're fucking younger than me. But it's the flat cap. You're being a flat cap guy outside of junior year of college is like, it's bad.
All this shit started going.
You look like
after,
fucking. You know what you look like? You look like if you look like Butters from South Park if he was an adult. Like if they did South Park all grown up.
So Ken, why don't you tell Todd Pod Awful here a little bit about yourself so you can get a better scope about what you really are as a person and as a podcaster.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we haven't seen you since you disappeared for you made a big splash on our show 6 to 9 months ago. Then you disappeared from the internet. So we just wanted to have you back, and Mir double booked it. So welcome back, Kenneth. Tell us where you've been and tell us, give all this huge number of fans that are watching your story quick.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I just want to go around, give like a little bit of an update. But
yeah,
I I like what he said about like he doesn't know who I am. Like what he thinks I want to be a big. I want to be a YouTube star. Well, you're a little late on that, sir.
You already
And
tried and failed at that.
Okay,
No.
so then I'm
Fail-
right.
Yeah.
failed. That's harsh, man. That's harsh, bro.
Well, you deleted your channel, right?
It's not deleted.
Oh, good. Okay, so he's still doing it. You're right.
I got some plans for the future.
Is it
here.
really, really easy for you to floss?
All right.
Like, is there almost no resistance whatsoever? You have the smile of like this stinky cheese man. I don't know if that reference even makes sense for most people, but that's
Damn,
all I
dude.
can.
Well, I've had something on my mind for the past minute. Like, is it easy, like, getting harassed for looking like Ozzy Osbourne?
Yes, it's very easy. It happens all the time. I've heard it a million times. It's nothing to me.
Do you fake an accent? Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, I've been doing it this whole time. It was Chinese though. I don't know if you caught it.
I did catch that.
Okay.
Right, but Kenneth, continue.
wait, real quick,
very
real
good
quick.
Mandarin.
What?
Real quick, Kenneth. I just want to say I didn't want to say the things I said about you. So if I was even slightly close, like I'm sorry.
Well, but Kenneth, continue on. Describe yourself, who you are.
I mean, I was right about bald, and I was right about the teeth, obviously. But like, and I didn't know you were bald. The flat cap, I assume.
Pogue is I'll do his intro. Pogue reached out to us a while back because he was a super fan of all the Dabbleverse.
You don't say.
He was running a hustle on Stuttering John. He actually made it on Stuttering John's show for a few times and became friends with him. The world famous Stuttering John from Howard Stern.
All right.
And then he came on our show and he had a little too much to drink and was telling us about his trannies he's hooking up with and bunch of wild shit basically. But then he started his own channel from there and he disappeared for a long time. And basically this is now his return. Yeah. And we wanted to get into him a little bit. And we thought since you didn't know Dabbleverse and since he is, if you have any Dabbleverse questions, ask him because he's the expert on all that shit.
Okay, yeah. My first question, huh? And also, what?
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything about it. It's like nothing to me. I don't know.
All right, so
thank you, Chow. That was a good little rundown. That kind of sets me up perfectly.
God, every time you talk, I'm like so bored.
Yeah, so Ken, just mute for a little bit, and we'll get back. We'll get back. Let's keep interviewing Jesse for a little bit.
Okay, hang on a second, Kenneth. Let's give Kenneth a chance here. All right?
Yeah. Kenneth, go ahead.
I don't like that I was like set up to. I don't know this guy at all.
No, I didn't want to set him up for this. Kenneth is a funny dude, but
no, he's not. No.
No, he's fucking brilliant. You have no idea.
You gotta dig
obviously
not on purpose.
No, Jesse, you gotta dig a little bit deeper.
Funny the way Mersh is funny. Funny the way.
No, dude, trust me.
Funny the way a grandmother falling downstairs is funny.
That's fucking hilarious. But hang on,
my grandmother fell down one time.
Okay.
But he wants to give you a chance, Ken. So go ahead, bro.
All
Do your thing.
I don't want to give that much of a chance.
So, all right.
Oh, you were a stand-up too.
Yeah, I did.
So how molested are you?
I was molested a few times.
Yeah.
I think he's just telling the truth. What the fuck?
It is the fucking truth.
What the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, are stand-ups all the sexiest kids or something? What is going on?
What age did I suck my
Who
first
were you
dick?
molested by?
Did you hear me?
No, who molested you?
He asked you what age was it?
No. Who
molested you?
No, well, I asked what age did I suck my first dick?
Oh, 11. Is it younger? I was originally going to. All right, I was originally going to say 6, but it just sounded so. It sounded so silly that I couldn't bring myself to say it.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm
Ken,
not
what
kidding
is
though.
it?
My
Ken, what
first
is
guess
it?
was 6.
That was the first guess.
That's my actual first guess. Yeah.
All right, so 6.
Is it younger?
Oh, dude.
So he is a stand-up, I guess.
Okay, yeah, you're legit. You're
legit.
basically George Carlin over here. That's the thing they don't tell you. George Carlin was brutally raped as a child, so that's why he was the best stand-up of all time.
Was he really?
It's actually a complete like one-line correlation between great stand-up and how hard you were raped.
Yeah. Well, Pogue is also a professional musician.
I don't give a fuck about that. I want to hear who raped him as a child and how young he was. And I want to hear the whole story about that.
Continue.
Okay, so the first time babysitter's son, I was 3 years old. He was 16.
Nice.
Jesus.
Cool.
Nice. That's
Hey,
hot.
hey, have you ever met Todd?
I need an inappropriate bell over here. Ding.
Kenneth, have you ever met Todd?
Yeah, I've been watching you. I believe that's you, and you're fucking hilarious.
Can you say this name here real quick?
Todd Laranus.
Yeah, there you go. Todd, what is it? Say it one more time.
Laranus.
The whole
Todd
name.
Laranus.
The whole name.
Oh shit.
Okay. So you probably have a lot in common with Todd Laranus. You and Todd Laranus see eye to brown eye.
No.
I would say that
I'm
your
trying to think
babysitter's
I'm trying to think of the name, but I don't know how to verbalize
your
it.
babysitter's son definitely got familiar with Todd Laranus. Okay, so you
Todd
were
that comedy
No.
wit? Come on.
No. Okay, I would be more familiar with Toddler Mouth.
that doesn't make what okay.
He's a stand-up comedian. Come on, man.
Lermouth. Yes, hi. Hi. Oh, hello, Mr. Lermouth.
No, but Ken. So it was the first 16-year-old that did you dirty. And then
don't
who
say
was it after
did
that?
him dirty. That's like
Why? What do you want me to say?
that's almost too nice for what actually happened. I mean,
So,
all right, hang on a second. Now listen, and don't take this the wrong way, Ken. Can I call you Kenny? Don't take this the wrong way. No? Okay, what do I call you?
I call him Ken.
I just call him
what the
Paul.
fuck ever you want.
You're
man.
Knuff.
Shit.
You're Knuff for me. But I got to tell you, and I mean this, all right? Don't take this the wrong way, please. Take this in the spirit it's intended. I was 3 one time. And
We all were,
I don't
dude.
think I ever would have sucked off a 16, not even a 15-year-old, okay? You
Right.
could have put 12, you could have put 3 5-year-olds in front of me. I don't think I would have sucked them off. But
What about 35-year-olds?
2 8-year-olds,
What?
I don't think I would have done it.
So,
I remember being 3. Like I can I have memories from when I was 3. I remember what it was like
yeah,
to be.
it was awesome. It was lit.
Well, for some of us.
Yeah, some of us it was nice, but
I can't imagine. Like, what did he put candy on his cock? Like, how did he get you to do it? I'm not looking for tips, by the way.
I don't remember a lot of details, but I just know what
You don't
happened.
remember a lot of details. That's not the kind of thing you forget.
Well,
This
I
isn't-
remember.
wait, this isn't
I
one of
remember
those-
the details that matter.
This isn't one of those recovered memories, is it? Where like a hypnotist made
No,
you believe that
it's a memory I've had for a long time, and it's fucking.
That's sad. That's very
it's-
sad.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Are
that
you
happened to you,
gay?
man.
Are you gay at all? Or bi?
No.
So-
Well,
Have you?
You-
Well, hang on. You made a face when you did that. No. Have you
Well,
dabbled? Are you in the dabble verse of that? Have you dabbled in?
Have I dabbled?
Yeah. Have you dabbled?
No, not really.
I mean, beyond being raped as a child, have you?
I mean, you've heard of Pornhub, right?
We've heard of it.
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll just say that. Yeah.
The fuck? What, you jack off the guys on there? What are you saying? I don't understand what you're saying at all.
Oh, don't misgender people. That's not cool.
No, he recently he was telling us last time he was on that he was making out with this like 20-year-old trans
Oh, okay, I see. You're into
Yeah.
teas.
tease. Yeah, so
You're into the community.
yeah.
Crap. I
Me
guess they
personally,
call
I'm
them.
part of the S community.
But he's married to a biological woman, so
He couldn't
Yeah,
figure
he's
out
been
S. That's gay if you can't figure out the S is the straight community.
Okay.
If you can't figure that one out just intuitively, then you got a real problem. Well, you're married?
Yeah.
Does she know?
Does she
Yeah.
know?
That's why do you think I'm in this bachelor pad here? You know.
I think
Well,
he kind of laughed, you know, he kind of bounced on her.
But
He was telling us
no.
last time his wife is going through menopause anyway, so he had to bounce.
So you're not married? Are you married or not currently?
No, everything's fine. You know, like that's why.
No, it isn't. No, not at all.
Hold on.
By the way,
Now,
it
hold
sounds like
on.
it's never been fine for you.
It's a bit of a long. See, you, sir, don't know the whole story.
Have
so
you ever
You have
molested?
even more catching up to do.
Have you ever molested back?
Mac.
No.
No. Have you ever?
Have you
decided,
ever
like,
been
in
the
favor of
OR
somebody else?
instead of the ED?
Yeah.
Oh,
The one
no.
doing versus receiving.
Only
Because what I
victim.
hear is
Only a victim.
what I hear is that hurt people,
Right.
and so what
I
ends up happening
yeah.
a lot of the time is when somebody gets R'd or M'd as a child, that they end up R'ing and M'ing children themselves later on. Have you ever dabbled?
Dabbler.
Never.
Really?
No, because you understand what the trauma. You understand the fucking trauma that it does, and you don't want the cycle to repeat.
USA.
He's done a lot of work on himself over the years.
No. Kenneth, also, you are an upstanding citizen. Like, you became a jeweler. You went through some horrible drug
How
issues.
crazy would it have been if I was like, yeah, I've got this uncanny ability to nail a guy with and then they're like, do it to Kenny. And then I was like, he sucked a cock when he was 3.
Pretty close.
Kenneth, I'm so sorry this happened to you. I did not know we would dive
Yeah,
into
it's
your rape.
tragic.
I mean, your molestation that happened to you.
It looks like it's
Alright.
killing you that we're doing this right now.
Yeah, I do see like some
no.
distraught in you.
I don't mind talking about it. I just really,
You should
I've just
mind.
been doing.
Did you not hear me earlier? You should never tell anybody this. This is
But he's a comic,
Okay.
so he has to.
God. All right, Kenny. Can I
I've
talk?
talked about it before. It's out there.
Can
don't
I?
give a
Yes,
fuck.
that's the problem. Can I be real with you for a second?
The
Here,
problem.
Can I be real with you for a second here, Kenny?
All right, Columbo.
Here's what you need to do. You need to find a new set of people and never tell them about this and never discuss this again and never be seen around the people who know that you're a molested ever again. Okay? I'm not kidding about that. You really,
No,
really,
he's for real serious.
you really
Yeah.
need to put a cap on this whole I'm a molestation victim thing. I've been raped. I sucked cocks as a baby. You need to listen. I know what they say. The cat won't go back in the bag. You know, the Pandora's box and it. Fucking figure it out. Lid that thing back up as hard as possible. And by the way, conk yourself a few times. Make yourself forget about it. Like have a coconut fall on your head Three's Company style until you have amnesia about this. You have to get rid of this from your life.
Yeah, it's bad.
I
don't
didn't even
dwell
know
on
this
it.
story.
Why
Yeah.
do you-
I
know this
don't. I
either.
don't
I didn't
dwell
know this
on
either.
it. Like
Why do
you're the one dwelling on it right now.
Yes. Why do you, and by the way, so does everyone you tell. From now on.
I'm 37 years old. I never talk about
You're
it. Like
40 years
it only
old.
gets brought up when I come on a fucking show.
shouldn't. Nobody should know this. That is.
I know.
What happened to the 15-year, like the guy that you sucked?
Yeah, I think from what I remembered, they actually went pretty lenient on that fucking little bastard.
Not something you can say about yourself.
No, he didn't go lenient on me. That's for sure.
He leaned something on you.
Oh
No,
no.
he-
So wait, hang on. I do want to dig in deeper though. So this
Oh.
wasn't your. Oh, go ahead.
So, Poke, did this really happen? Because I watched back our interview, and it seemed like there's a couple things you might have made up. Quite a few things that you might have made up.
Stolen,
Oh,
molested
oh.
valor. Stolen, molested valor.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I
Like,
knew it. I told you.
I know
All
you-
these guys make it up.
I have no idea.
You're no Carlin.
What do you think's made up?
The suck.
Well, I can't remember because I haven't watched it in a long time. But I remember at one point early in the interview, and you were drinking a lot on that interview. You had said something about some stage of events that had happened, and then by the end of the interview, they were different. And it wasn't about this. It was about, I can't even remember exactly what it was, but I just know like maybe sometimes I'm not trying to make it. I think you're funny as fuck.
All right.
so-
What color was the babysitter?
There you go. What was his hairdo like?
I believe he was white.
You
believe.
believe you sucked him. You know
I
what?
believe I can fly.
If you suck a guy, you know what color he is. Come on. How big was his load?
Mm.
No.
Did you swallow?
What?
What?
You didn't?
No, I can't right now.
That's kind of fucking rude.
Hey, come on, Kenneth.
Did your
buddy.
parents tip him?
You gotta stop. We need to probably move on from this.
We didn't
subject.
mean to bring up traumatic stuff. Why don't we shift over to what's going on now with your housing?
I'm just going to
and
be clear. I'm not going to be able to move on from this. I think it should have been very obvious from the start of this interview, where I was like, "You should never tell anyone
anything."
That's now. Listen, Kenny, there's nothing against you. I like you actually. You seem like a good guy, but
He is. He's
I
a sweetheart.
have this. This is a mental screw up on my part. But here's something about me: is every single person that I see, they sort of like, it's like a video game where they sort of have like this little fact sheet floating above their head. And it's like just little bullet points about them, like 5 little colored bullet points where, the more I know about them. And then, they'll take different precedents, the order might change around. Right now, I don't know that much about you. So you've got, at the very top of your head, you've got Dabbleverse. And then right above that, you have molested. And that's all I've got. And that's just going to be floating above you, the Sims style.
There's so much more, and that's kind of what I want to touch on.
Well, again, I'm not going to get over the molester thing, but that's
okay.
That's a me problem. That's not a you problem. Okay.
I just
Why
want to
don't
ask
you
one.
apologize to my rabbit.
Is that something you made?
No.
Okay. So, I just want to touch on the one current event relating to more of his recent love life. So you had your wife that you met because you guys both like Conor McGregor online, right? And then you guys were living out in New York, and then she was on the stream a little bit with us, and then you started doing your own show, and people were messing with you and all that shit, and then now you're in a different location, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on now? Tell us what's going on in life. Just a quick summary with the relationship and where you are now.
Molested.
Well, all of the problems, like all of the things that went down before I moved out and everything, everything that transpired. That's the word I was trying to find. It wasn't my wife that kicked me out. I'll say that. But the living situation I was in, it was not
Honk
the
shoe,
best.
honk shoe.
It was not the ideal living situation for me coming to New York. I needed space, to be productive and creative. And then now I actually have that. So
Why do you need that? For
He's
what?
do
a
you mean?
musician and a comic.
I mean, you're stuffed into a little room, and then the rest of the family has the rest of the
Yeah, but
apartment.
you don't
Like,
need to be creative. You need to like have a job and be normal.
I have that.
He's a jeweler too. Yeah. So you're still
Just
going
do
back
that.
to New York?
I
to
have
work?
everything. I just need space to be productive in my creative life at home with
Nah.
music and art and all that shit.
No. Give up on
Dabbling.
the dreams. No
Oh,
dreams.
shut up, Ozzy Osbourne. Come
No
on.
dreams. No dreams.
Well, you're a nihilist. You're a nihilist, aren't you?
No. And no.
I don't even know what
What?
that means.
Jesse, he was living in like this tiny apartment with like his wife and his wife's kid and like his wife's parents and all that shit, right?
I'm a peacock, Captain. You have to let me fly.
So it was kind of cramped where he was living. He was kind of living with his wife's family, who was from overseas, right?
Yeah.
Which sea?
That's a good question.
It's the
No,
Pacific.
it's not. Where are
I mean,
they
that
from?
would be that's an ocean though. That's not a sea. I was gonna say I could name the ocean, but I can't name the sea.
I'm asking where they from.
Philippines.
Oh, Buyong Sea. Sorry. All of them are Chinese. Is the joke.
So are you still you're still keeping in touch with her at least?
Yeah, of course.
Get you pumped for UFC 300
Oh man, when is that?
Saturday. We don't need to dwell on that.
Is it a pay-per-view? Of course it's a pay-per-view.
Yeah. So him and his wife met because they were in a chat room and they both like Conor McGregor back in the day, and then she came over from Philippines.
It was kind of the other way around, but yeah. Okay.
So Ken, I don't want to go back on what you got molested by.
Well, and I don't want to go back into the
I know
past.
you don't. I know you don't.
After all the bullshit happened, basically right now I'm in the middle of developing like a 5-year plan.
Let's hear about that.
The goddamn
what is
future.
what is the 5-year plan?
Don't get molested.
No, I think now it would just be rape, but
What is
what's the definition of molestation?
Is molested
and
just
rape?
being touched? What is it? Because I think if you're sucking, that's more than molestation.
It should be, right?
Yeah, you were raped.
Yeah, you weren't molested.
You're a victim of rape. You were Me Too'd.
Me Too. Yeah, comic get Me Too.
So you said other,
Me Too.
And you were molested by you were raped by multiple guys, right? Who were the other fellas?
That's what I've been on.
Oh Jesus, dude!
Come on.
You're
a comedian.
Who
bro.
else?
Well, my childhood was not fun. Let's just put it that way.
No shit. Who else?
There's a lot of dead air here, man. We need someone to fill it up with. Come on, Ken. You can tell us.
All right. So you were 3. You suck off the one guy. What's the next age that something happens? Or were you sucking for a while? Like, did that go on for
No.
Was that a one and done? A oneer? A one night stand?
If you want to call it that, I guess.
Was it a family member after? No, I got a question for you though, Ken, real quick. After you were molested viciously by your babysitter, when you started to develop hormones and started to actually, get going, what were you mostly attracted to at the time? Was it more male testosterone, or like what was going on in your body at that point, or was it kind of hard to find your way towards females?
No, actually, I remember when I was what grade? When I was 6, I would say she was my first girlfriend. She was actually Chinese.
Oh, sure.
So you've always been attracted to the Orientals.
Wow. I like rugs.
No, you okay. Well, all I'm saying is your 5-year plan. What is that, real quick? If you want to explain that to the audience before we continue on with this,
I mean,
show.
who wouldn't want to work their way out of New York City? Let's put it that way. Like,
Jesse, can you talk on that? Working your way out of New York City is that a
I'm
thing?
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about him being molested.
It's a horrible thing. I could never imagine being molested at 3 years old to suck.
I mean,
All right, you know what I'm
just-
really
just
thinking about? You know what
living
you know what I'm really thinking about? All right. So your wife is a Filipina. Is she like a mail order bride or
no.
but she's FOB?
Yeah. Well, you said she lived in Philippines. She wasn't like born here, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she's fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the
all right,
boat.
imagine this. Imagine you're a Filipina. You barely speak English. You marry this dude.
Okay.
And then
First
one
of
day he says to you like, I was molested, and you're like, you don't even like. I'm not sure they even have language for that. What do they speak? Like fucking ching chong Spanish or something? Like Philippine, like in the Philippines.
Actually,
in the Philippines, by the way, that's like legal, I think. So
Right.
what do
She probably
you?
looked at you, slapped you like a bitch.
She was like, "Yeah, of course you sucked your babysitter's dick. What else would you do?" Yeah.
Well, she's a
why
lot
are
older
you-
than Kenneth.
Why are you?
well, first of all, the language they speak is en español.
Yeah, get it
Speak
right,
some-
asshole. All right.
Speak some for us. Oh, she's like what?
What do they
I
sp-
don't speak it.
what do
It's
they
just
speak?
a mixture. It's a mixture of Asian and Spanish.
Wait, what do
so
they
I
speak?
don't-
Tagalog?
Yes, Tagalog. That's it.
Okay. Well,
But a lot of Spanish is very similar to their like it's they're like the if you're trying to tell somebody like what if they want to know what time it is, it's universal between Spanish and Tagalog.
Wow. Okay.
It's very interesting.
Hmm.
And the same with
No, it's not.
Portuguese. Portuguese has a lot of Spanish in it, and then also French. It's like a mixture of Spanish and French.
how much older is she than you?
Excuse me? Pardon me. I didn't
How
hear.
much older is she than you?
Oh shit! Sorry, maybe the wrong earbud.
Well,
Pardon me.
on our last interview, she
I
was
don't
going
know.
through menopause, and he wasn't
Yeah.
able to bang her as much as he liked.
And I was kind of sad about that because I was telling you earlier, and I'm kind of glad you left to some extent because now you have. I'm just saying this.
Me
and I told
too.
you, I'm telling you right now, bro. And I'm saying this, you're a young 37. You look young as fuck, honestly.
No, I
you
thought he
look
was-
like a
I
Michael
thought he was
Rooker. You look like
40.
Michael Rooker, honestly.
Michael
if you're
Rooker
younger.
is
If I
67
shaved all
years
this
old.
off, you would think I was 15.
How old is Michael Rooker? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
he
Michael
looks like shit.
Rooker. Yeah, who's Michael fucking Rooker?
He's the serial killer.
He looks nothing like Pogue.
No. All I'm saying is this, though, Poe. You're in a good mindset and a good place right now.
He's
And I tell-
69. Michael Rooker is 69. By the way, Michael Rooker wears the same fucking glasses as me, apparently. But he's
You know,
this fucking hair, this Ozzy Osbourne looking Michael Rooker guy.
No. But what I'm saying is, she's in menopause, and I've been telling you for a long time. You're a man of violence. You're a man
What?
that has survived violent acts upon him, and you're also your family are obviously made of survivors because you survived this long.
So
And you're thriving.
Yep.
Yeah.
So my
Yeah.
thing is,
Yeah.
you need to bear children at some point, and we
You-
talked about this.
Yeah.
You really do, because I'm glad you got rid of the Filipino mistress right now
Stinky.
because
Woo.
Oh, come on.
no, you have. She's gone out of your life, dude. Trust me. as
No,
the
she's
the
not
months
gone.
go on, you swear to Christ, she's coming over here on Staten Island or where the fuck you live and just thriving with you every other weekend.
Staten Island. Ugh.
We're
What's the
I'm being
po-
honest with you,
what's even the
bro.
point of living in New York if you live in Staten Island? That's like
it's actually better than living in Brooklyn or the other boroughs. The rest of them can. That's a
I
death
mean,
sentence.
sure, if you don't ever want to go to the real part of New York.
What is the real part?
Yes, Staten Island doesn't count.
Well, the thing is, I didn't come from the real part of Denver, so I came from the Staten Island
Oh,
part
really?
of Denver.
Where are
I
you from?
guess.
Arvada?
No, Lakewood, bitch.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I
That's
don't
a
know
nice
anything.
spot.
Where are you from? Littleton?
Who the fuck says Arvada?
I don't know.
How do you pronounce it?
Arvada.
Well,
Do you say Nevada?
I don't say Colorado.
I say Nevada.
I also don't say Colorado, so
Well, we all say Colorado.
yeah, I'm not from there.
Wait, no, we don't.
By the way,
Okay,
I
I'm
didn't even
fucking
know.
retarded.
I didn't even.
We're talking about all these fucking states and how you say them. No, I say
I'm not at
Colorado.
all.
I didn't
I'm
even
more-
know. I didn't even know there was a place called Arvada. I just made that up.
That's funny, dude. That's fucking funny.
Pogue, are you still drinking?
Minimal.
Okay.
What else are you using these days?
Tea. I drink tea now.
No, I mean like are you smoking chronic or what else are you on?
I got
Kratom?
I got some. I
Are
got
you
some
dry,
vapes
are you
sometimes,
dry hatching kratom
Kratom?
Nah.
like
Are you
Mersh?
parachuting that shit?
I never messed with kratom. I don't know anything about that really. I guess they have like green and red or whatever, and
Yeah, Mangda or whatever. Yeah, so
Yeah.
okay, so that's good. Just boozing a little bit.
Yes, I've actually been doing really good. It's like 2-3 times a week at the most.
Nice. Are you shooting your shot with any dabble dimes?
Dabble dimes? What the fuck is a dabble dime?
Well, last time you were talking about how you're gonna bang Gina Bobina.
No, there's none of that anymore, man.
No? I mean, you're looking a lot healthier than you were last time, so.
Thank you.
You
I
are?
appreciate that.
Have you been going to the same beer hall?
No, I don't. I don't go out.
Pool hall.
Pool hall, yeah.
I don't go out anymore. I'm just focusing on myself and my future, getting my jewelry done and shit. I wish my fucking camera would get its fucking future in order right now.
How big is your penis?
Yeah. How big is that cock of yours, man? Is that thing roostering right now?
Oh, come on now.
But anyway,
What is the 5-year plan?
yeah. We haven't heard that at all from you. This whole entire fucking time about your molestation and rapes.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, the whole. I don't have the whole thing planned out right away because I've just started. I'm just slowly building it. I know that I need.
Tell me what it is.
I need to focus on like maybe getting out of New York, but then just making sure I'm building a business and whatnot to ensure some jewelry, of course. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, he used to stream from his workbench at the jeweler shop.
Do you
So he would show us-
wear jewelry?
Not really.
No, he fixes it and
That's odd. I would
Makes
think
sense.
I would assume a guy who sucks a cock probably. Sorry.
Well, I've done it since I was 18 years old.
You've been sucking cocks.
Oh no!
I thought you said.
God
3.
damn it!
No. I got a real question for Kenneth here, though, bro. Because I didn't ask. Oh, nice
sworn
lighter.
you said 3.
But anyway, so
oh, you made that?
It's not a.
is that a
lighter.
racer?
What is that? A Jolly Rancher?
No, it's a Ukraine pendant, right?
Ukraine.
Oh no! If anything, it's Denver Broncos.
Nice. Okay. Anyway, so I really do want to ask you something, Kenneth. I never asked you last time on. Well, you were on the show. When was the most recent time you have somewhat courted a man or some aspect? You ever done that or
Besides the
No.
pool hall.
Because I know you've been with a transgender personnel that was somewhat lucrative to you. Michael,
All right. Let's put it this way. Blair White or me?
Oh, I wanted to point that out. While I was watching backstage, definitely Blair White, sir.
Okay, thank you. By the way, good. So
I looked her up.
you,
I had
I bet you looked quite a bit up. Probably looked a little down too, a little sideways. we got to go back to something here though. When was the next time you were molested and who did it?
Yeah,
again?
I kind of want to know that. Come on,
Because
man.
that's been hanging in the air here.
It
I
has
just,
been,
that's
yeah.
all I'm thinking about. I just need to get that out of the way so we can move on.
It was a 14-year-old friend of mine when I was 11 in North Glen,
I said 11
Colorado.
the first. Remember when I said 11?
You did. That's tough right there, man.
Boom,
you know it.
yaka,
You know
shot.
the numbers.
Boop, 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 boop,
It's like you've been there before.
No. I was 14 once.
Is your first name Chad?
Yes.
Of course.
They call me that.
Of course.
So how did he do it to you? Like what transpired in that engagement?
Yeah, what do you do? Get you drunk?
No, I honestly couldn't even really explain it. It
Just happened.
it just ended up fucking happening.
Dude,
I
at
don't know.
11 you're gay. I'm sorry, man.
Well,
At
I
11.
think from the previous trauma in my childhood, I just fucking I just
When
Okay,
was
now
the
blocked it out, you know?
when was
What
the
have you received?
when was the first time you got a little girl action?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
There's the
Time.
chick at the dispensary.
Ah, fuck. The dispensary.
Like there's some prostitute at the dispensary that you were hanging out with or something. She gave
Or
you
is
a
that a
freebie.
lie?
No, never.
It's in Colorado.
Never.
All right, fine. Get back to
dispensary.
like what chicks you.
Somebody
fucked
have their
up with.
phone on their mic cord. I'm hearing like there's interference from a phone. It's
It's on
bothering
your
me.
side. I'm not hearing.
I
it.
don't think it is on my side. I just checked.
I'm not hearing anything.
Okay.
I hear it though.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Oh, no, I am. Pogue, what? Check your
Your
table, whatever you're.
It
doing.
stopped when you muted.
Yeah, Pogue, it's
Okay.
you.
I was right. Anyway,
So rape. You've been. No, honestly
no,
though,
chicks.
when's
I wanna hear
yeah,
about
not the
dime
rape.
pieces he's gotten.
Yeah, what was the first pussy you ever had, and how much was it like a man to you?
yeah, when did you finally taste a lady?
Tell me that.
I mean, could we just get to like current events here?
That's a current event.
I mean,
Shit, I mean, your 5-year plan's like just like you got to start working.
Wait,
on
why
it,
do you
so-
want to tell everybody that you were fucking molested and sucking off guys, but you don't want to tell
Well-
people that you had sex with a woman? Like, what?
Yeah, what the fuck?
At what point did you first? How old were you when you had a lady action?
Okay.
Give me the pussy
Fair
story.
enough.
How tight
Fair
was that
enough.
cunt?
What the fuck? My computer started freaking out. Even my computer wants me to tell it, I guess, huh? No, like fucking 16 all the
Nice.
way, and then like a little various stuff
around.
like between 13, 14,
That's it. That's all you give us, but you give us in depths about. what
Pogue, you're a
happened to you.
comic. Come on, make the story entertaining and make
Make
it
me
better.
laugh, funny man.
No, just tell the story with better details.
Did you say
trying to
butter
look-
details?
I'm trying to look up the children of the what's it called?
Children of the Corn?
No, your song.
Oh yes, let's play. your
Children of the
song.
Poison or whatever.
Yeah, here, play that.
What's it called? What's it
Play
called?
that. Let's hear it.
You're still clicking.
Yeah, it's super annoying. All I can think about is that sound that's happening. And then
I know
also-
what it is now. I
and then
know what
also
it is
you
now. I'm sorry,
molesting.
guys.
All right, thanks, bro.
You being molested.
Let's play the song if you can get it, bro. I
I'll
wanna
get
hear
it,
this
but
shit.
Pogue, talk.
All right. Anyway, Jesse, so you and Mersh have been great friends for some time, and then you
We already
guys
did
had that
this.
falling out at that one point in
We
time.
already talked about that.
No, of course, but let's keep talking about it, to fill the dead air. So
I've got
You
other
and him-
stuff. I'm not just Mersh, guys. Okay. I have a storied history beyond
A story to
Mersh.
history. You're like, yeah.
I mean, I've been doing
you
shows
go back
since
through the ages.
2009. I've done things that you wouldn't believe. I mean, really insane stuff.
All right, perfect. Here's the song.
Oh yeah, that's a song, all right.
This isn't the song, but this is some of your stand-up. I know since Jesse's seen a lot of stand-up, maybe we can break it down. Is that cool, Pogue?
This isn't a song. This is like
I know. I couldn't. I just
No
typed in.
shit.
Oh my god.
This is your stand-up. You want to
well,
watch it?
you cut my joke off.
I know. I'm gonna go to the beginning. Oh, sorry.
No, that's not what I meant.
Go.
How-
You got the
wait, and
floor.
real quick, how tall are you?
5'10".
We'll see. We'll see about that. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. Go ahead.
Yeah, well.
What's going on? Well, I wanted to start a smart car rental service called S-Car Go.
Nice.
I have a few new ones, so I'm going to be looking at this piece of shit for a minute. Fish don't speak English. They speak Finnish.
Wait.
Oh, yeah. That is a doozy. All right, brace yourselves. My therapist told me to look inward for the answers, so I bought a FUBU shirt.
Oh. N-word.
Okay. We're having fun. That's what that is. I went from chalk dust to angel dust. Stuttered that one. Oh, well. That one was awkward. I saw a place on my way to another place. What the fuck is that? Denver concrete vibrator. I guess we're going back to the Stone Age with sex toys. I don't know what the fuck that place does. It's on Alameda if you want to go look for it. It's a real place. Serious.
What was that place all about?
Oh man, I think it's like a masonry company or something.
Nice.
My take is,
Yeah.
Jesse, what do you think about it so far, honestly? If you could give any type, because you're a former comedian, could you give any kind of take on that?
I completely. I forgot. I literally forgot I was even on camera just now.
You gotta
Well, it
find
is a-
that song. You gotta
Well,
find that song.
It is
I'm
an
just-
open
I'm
mic.
just
I'll
trying
fi-
to.
I'll
It is an open mic. You should always keep that in mind.
I'm just trying to think. Well, then why did you record?
It's an
it?
open mic at like 1:30 in
Why
the
would you
morning.
record that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm just trying to think. Like, all right, I'm 11, right?
Right.
And then
Are you?
my friend,
Jesus.
my friend who's 14,
What are your parents
Brutally
cavemen?
raped me.
and then my friend who's 14 whips it out. I was like, huh? And I go, I feel like I learned a lesson when I was 3. But maybe not. Like, how does it happen again? At a certain point, you're looking for it.
Dude, don't, you gotta be honest though, Ken, bro, because you did hook up with that trainer. You told me instinctfully that you said you got hard when she came down your thing.
It wasn't a hookup though. Like
No, I'm sorry, it wasn't a hookup, but it was like
she
a
made
spur
a
of the moment.
move and that was it.
You walked her to her house,
Yeah.
and then you actually got turned off though. You said by the cock when you felt
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So that is actually some leeway. That's some progress there, I would say.
It was just I was just it was basically on my way home. She was leaving work and I was done playing pool. Fucking walked her home, then I walked home, She made a move and
Playing pocket pool.
pocket pool. No. Pocket billiards, though. That's funny that they actually call it pocket billiards.
I mean, Ken, though, if you look at Jesse Podawful here, what's your take on him, though, man? Honestly, because we've had our take on you the whole entire night. What's your take on this gentleman right here, with all the stories you know and everything you've heard
You better
about
not
him?
fucking say anything mean about me.
Like, what's your your honest comedic?
I
and
swear to
also
God, I'll
truthful take?
fucking kill you if you say
Because he's
something.
been shitting on you the whole time.
I'm
so I
not
kinda
joking.
want,
I'm not fucking joking right now. If you say one fucking mean thing about me at all, you make my tummy hurt.
Well,
I
You make your tummy hurt?
will molest you.
Well, Chow
You
looks
got
for the song. I really
you
want to.
lactose
I will
intolerant?
convince you to
You got
suck.
acid reflux?
I'll convince you to suck me off against your will.
Oh, wait. Convince me
When you sucked off the
against
guy,
my
when you
will.
sucked off them
Like
kids,
how does that work? You convincing
when
me
you sucked off
to
the
do that against my will.
when you sucked off
How
that
does that
kid,
make sense?
when you sucked off that kid, do you ever like remember that? And is that a crime when you do?
See, are you gonna take that shit, bro? I want to hear what you have to
Do
say
you
about that.
have you ever jacked off to the thought of sucking off that 14-year-old?
No, fuck no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did
so
you
what
did you come?
No.
Okay. Sorry. Anyway, what were you gonna say about me? Don't make it mean.
Yeah, go ahead, Ken. What's your take from this gentleman right here? This astounding citizen.
Huh. Well, I think he's fucking hilarious, but
There you go.
and I get what he's doing.
Right. It's a yeah, it's a vibe, yeah.
Yeah. I get what's going on, but is he frozen? Is he nodding out? What's going on here, Ozzy? What are you doing?
He's here, and there's some Asian chick who's in the backstage. Is that a sacrifice to Pogue or something? What's going on?
Well, is that or
That's
going
probably.
there?
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's your Filipina wife. Hi, Lucy. Hi. Oh, wait. Hi, Lucy.
oh no, we gotta remove that. That's some gay
Yeah.
shit.
Get rid of that.
Get rid of that. That's some gay shit.
It's been there before.
But continue, Poe, what you're saying though, bro.
No,
Continue.
but honestly, just whatever 5-year fucking plan. Just try and no, because I'm not trying to think about all this old shit anymore. I'm done with it.
I can't find his music, bro. I don't know where it's at, but
Pogue, what is your fucking song, bro? Before we fucking end this shit, what is your Pogue? What is the song you make? The beautiful song you showed all of us. Remember?
I don't have beautiful songs.
Take off the hat.
Yeah, take that off, man. Come on.
Throw that thing away.
Hmm?
Yeah, listen, you will never. I need you to understand this, okay? You will never, ever succeed at anything in life if you wear a flat cap. You have to get rid of it. That's advice for everybody out there. It's
What kind
never.
of hat do you?
It's
What kind of hat do you
nothing.
suggest?
You're not a hat guy. You just need to go raw.
What kind of hat would you suggest,
Nothing.
sir?
You're not a hat guy. You need to go raw.
Well, then I gotta shave my head.
I need you to take that hat off right now, and
Nope.
I need you to destroy it.
No.
I need to see that thing either on fire or cut up in the next 11 and a half minutes in honor of how old you were.
Can you just take a drink with me, bro?
Hmm?
Can you do a drink with me, man?
What drink? What are you drinking? You drinking tea? What do we got there?
No, I got a beer, a Bud Select, man.
Wow, I got fucking. I'm out of tea.
Perfect. Grab a beer with your boy.
I got.
Remember last time
Dr.
we did
Pepper.
this?
I got some Dr. Pepper here.
Oh, I can't do a cheers to that, man. But I can do something better though, Ken. You say you don't remember your music, correct?
Sure.
I think it's called The Wolves, right? Act 1 and Act 2.
That ain't me.
Are you sure?
No, that definitely ain't me.
Or Up in the Air?
That's Bon Iver. The Wolves Part 1 and Part 2, I think, is Bon Iver.
Oh, okay.
Fuck his music, dude. He doesn't want to play it. We won't play it, man.
All right.
Yeah, just I'm on to something new. Like, why does everybody hang on to the past? Come
It was
on.
a good song.
You're
Nice
the
one,
one
bro.
who told everybody that you're a molested
You've
guy.
got musician in your fucking biography, dude. I'm looking at it right now. It says musician right
Okay.
here. Jeweler.
Over here we got him talking about molestation, and then over here we got music guy, and then here we got fucking I can't even keep track, man.
No, my thing is like you're kind of coming off aggressive, saying like, "Oh, you music and shit."
Aggressive.
It was
I
a
just
little.
want to move on to the future.
You want to move on, but you're in your bio, which I'm reading, it says musician, jeweler, dabbler in comedy, beloved chata, and a bunch of other bullshit. Like musician, where's the music? I want to know. I'm a fan.
Yeah. No, initially I wanted to bring you on. Who cares about the music? I wanted to
Alright.
bring you on. What's your take on the state of the dab right now, bruh?
Yeah, I'm bored with it. That's the
Yeah,
state of
okay.
it, man. I'm fucking tired of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm
that
exhausted
helps.
on it.
Got any other
It's-
questions
it's
for
the- it's-
Jesse?
It's the same thing every day on all of the shows now.
Do you have any other
It is.
questions, Ken?
And it kind of feels the same on here. I was on. I forget how long ago was that. Like it kind of feels like the same thing on this show now.
Ken,
So when you were on 4 months ago, it says on YouTube.
yeah. Kenneth, do
Sounds
you have
about
any?
right.
Do you have any questions for Jesse at all before we let you go, buddy?
So you run that show, Pod Awful, where you're trying to destroy a guy's life?
What, you?
No, you.
Who's the guy?
No, I don't. I forget what the guy was. Who the guy was.
Listen, not everything's about destroying someone's life. I know you've lived a terrible, terrible.
Oh, a bunch of people were fucking with Pogue before, but no, he covers a bunch of different people. Like one of the
Yeah.
guys he covers a lot is the Alex Stein. You've seen that guy, right, Pogue? He's kind of in the Dabbleverse.
Yeah, I hate Alex Stein.
Yeah,
He tried
he's
to
a-
he tried to murder my
I hate
parents.
his voice.
Why do you hate my voice? I kind of understand why you hate my voice, but
Yeah.
what's wrong with his voice?
Yeah, so he covers all that. He finds guys like that and does
Alex tried to
So-
murder my parents.
yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, he threatened to send bounty hunters to my parents' house.
Like Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Yes. Like Django Fett. And all because I made fun of him. He threatened to kill my parents.
Mhm.
What else you got? You got any other questions, Pogue? Otherwise, we'll kick you off and we'll wrap it up with
Jesse real
Jesse
quick.
because he's really distracted.
Unless you
by
want to
you.
talk about, the fun stuff, and then
Well, I just want to let everyone know I'm doing fine. I'm not dead. I didn't go to prison. I'm not
Jesus
fucking.
Christ.
You're not doing meth
Oh,
again.
man.
You're
No,
falling now.
I'm doing much better. So, like, I've just been giving people a little
You
bit
are?
of an update.
Good, man. Good. And we had you on without ever seeing you on any show, and you were one of the funnier guests we've had in a long time. So I appreciate it, and I'm glad to see you back, man.
Thank you.
Be safe, buddy.
Be
Hey.
around. We'll keep an eye out for you. Hopefully that 5-year plan comes together and it's something dank.
And I
But,
hope, I wish you the best, man.
Yeah, brother.
I hope, and I pray to God that none of that stuff ever happens to you again.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
here. Same here. Don't we all?
I don't know how it happened the first 3 or 4 times, however.
It's
many.
easy. Just slip it in, man. What are you talking about?
But don't
Shit
let them
happens.
listen, man. Don't let them fool you again with that stuff, okay? Because here's
No.
the thing: fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
Won't get fooled again.
All right, maybe we were just checking in, seeing how we feel about this. Fool me
No.
3 times, and then it starts to get a little suspect that it might be you. You're the kind. I mean, how many times was it? How many times did you get molested in total, or fucking suck?
I was just gonna ask, how did you feel about like 4 times?
Well, I'll tell you that after you-
Wait,
what-
4
what's
times?
your-
You were fucking molested 4 times, bro?
No. I'm just curious.
How many
about
times
what he
did
says
you-
about 4 times.
How many times did you have to do stuff?
I was
against-
interested with his little phrases.
How many
about,
times?
like,
I'm gonna
3 times, 4
tell you that
times.
I need my question answered first. How many times did you have experiences?
It's 3. Yeah,
Wait, what was the third time?
3rd time.
Yeah, how old
Thought
were
we
you?
didn't know this.
How old were you in the third time?
No, we
Okay.
did 2.
Okay. No, there was
3 years
the 3-year-old,
old,
there was 3,
and then 11,
11,
and then
and then
16.
6.
Oh,
wait, what? We skipped one.
we skipped the 6-year-old.
I said 6 and 11. By the way, 3 is crazy.
3 times the charm, buddy.
Yeah, well, that one's not as embarrassing.
Why?
Wait, I thought there was more coming after why.
No.
I thought I heard a ...
Yeah, after 4 times it stops being molestation. It becomes your lifestyle. Yeah, I mean 3 times. Like, again, fool me 3 times, and I'm not getting fooled anymore. I'm into it.
Right. I'm into it. No, what happened when you were 6, bro?
Yeah, what's the 6-year-old one?
Oh God, I think it was 6. It might have been 7. That was
Sure.
the stepsister.
Oh, that's kind of hot, actually.
That's
Hang on.
actually still embarrassing and bad.
No.
Yeah.
How hot is the stepsister?
Would she
though?
get stuck in
How
a
bad was it?
dryer? Was she trapped under the bed with her pants down? You just accidentally. Oh. What happened? You molested her. How old was she?
10 or 11.
Dude, I mean, what are you walking around with a fucking target on your mouth? What did you?
You got to talk to Jesus about that shit.
What did she make you do to her? Eat her out?
Which
No.
You fucked your sister at 6.
Stepsister.
You got hard. Did you
for
come?
your steps? Oh,
I don't recall the hard.
Because it's
if I
not
got-
really rape if you come.
yeah, it's not ever.
Yeah.
Like, it's not rape if girls get wet when they get fucked.
Because
you know
they
what I'm saying?
say that rape is a crime. It's like about power,
Mhm.
you know? But also it's
Yeah.
about jizzing.
Well, there was obviously something that happened to her when she was younger, so
Oh,
Yeah, she was 10 and she's
It's
fucking
just a cycle.
you. I wonder if she has a different story where a 6-year-old raped her.
no, I think it was her older brother.
What did you do? You guys fucked?
What do you mean?
What did you do with your stepsister?
I thought I explained it.
Not really. You kind of left it
very vague.
ambiguous.
God damn, man. Well, you asked if I got hard, and I pretty much insinuated the way I pretty much told you like I didn't really remember because I wasn't sure if I was hard or not. So.
Have you ever been hard?
Dude, thanks to all this stuff from my childhood, now I'm always hard, dude.
What?
I'm surprised your father or your uncle never touched you. Like, has your father ever gone close to you?
Oh, hey, sir.
Is that touchy?
Touchy? That's a good one.
I mean, I didn't mean to. As a joke.
Hey, what was that noise?
I didn't mean as a joke. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, all right. Whatever.
All right. So,
Well.
so you're molested 3
This is
times.
starting to get depressing.
Yeah.
I know, like that's why I wanted to come on and talk about good things, but these guys want to fucking
Name
talk about
a
depressing
good
fucking
thing.
bullshit.
What good thing do you have
Let's-
going on?
I brought up the Dabbleverse now. I brought up your 5-year plan, and it lasted
Kenneth,
1 sentence.
You for real
Because
could.
this guy.
No, Kenneth.
over
No,
here-
fuck that. I don't like it when people do that. So, I'm gonna
Hey,
blame. No, Jesse.
I
here you
was
go.
asked
Hang on.
to do this.
You were asked to do this out of the kindness of your heart. But my thing is this: I don't fucking like this shit. Don't put this on us, buddy. I and Jesse and Chow asked you very interesting questions about your molestation, and you were more than nice enough to answer them. Don't put it on us that we forced you into this. You could have shut the fuck up and could have said, you know what, your guys, I don't feel comfortable answering this. Let's move on to the next thing. I'm not going to answer any of this shit. But you didn't. You want to talk about it because you felt the need to. I'm sorry that
You're
feel that
into
you felt. What's
I
up?
just assumed that if
I'm sorry you
did-
assume shit.
Well,
I'm
you know,
sorry,
listen.
I do.
I'm sorry. I
Hey,
do too.
listen. You know what happens when you assume? You
Make an
snap
ass
at
out of
you and me.
yourself.
no, you suck off a guy when you're 11.
Wait, Capone,
Or
why
that.
don't you play us a song or something?
Play us
uplifting?
a song. You're the pianist, man.
You got your ukulele?
Kenneth, take us out to a ukulele song, bro. Take us out to that.
Suck us a dick. You're the pianist, man.
All right, let's talk about something good. You want to, Pogue? Pogue, man, like I said, you're one of the funniest guests we ever had. So,
This has been.
I'm
very
not trying to
funny.
be a dick, bro. You kind of
Yeah, when people allow me to be funny, I can be really fucking
All
funny.
right,
but
tell us some of the jokes.
I come in here and it's just all about molestation and abuse and all.
yeah,
this
I'm not
shit,
into
so.
that.
I'm not.
Let's
I'm
get into-
definitely not into that.
Let's.
I mean, it's your channel, so I.
Only
All right.
one person here is into that.
Let's
Ain't me.
Okay, I'm trying to think back to our last interview. You were talking about fuck, man. Well, I don't know, man. You're the entertainer. Tell us something funny.
Yeah. Well,
Do you have
it's
a
not a
note?
great vibe. It's not a great vibe. I was hoping for like a better vibe on the show this time, but
Do you have a
No.
notebook full of jokes?
oh yeah, I do.
All right, let's go through them. Let's read them.
I moved it around though. It's not.
We're gonna read them, and then people
Yeah,
are gonna send in
well.
super chats.
What's that? Is that your TV behind you?
Yeah,
Of
this.
course it is.
I love you too. You're great. No. So the book before, I remember it was
Yeah.
huge on our podcast before because you said you had a ton of jokes. And
Yeah, I've been moving shit around, so I don't exactly know where it is right now.
Lost the joke book again. You lost it last time too.
yeah.
All right, just tell us.
Constantly.
You gotta know some of them. Just tell us some jokes.
All right. Well, you played some of that bullshit earlier. Oh boy, I don't mind just burning these jokes on a fucking shitty
No,
podcast.
who cares?
So
Doesn't
Yeah,
whatever.
we are a very shitty podcast. We're disgusting. We're vile.
I don't mean shitty. I mean, I mean
said
the Saint Joe Rogan.
Not yet.
And it never will be. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, no, please say something horrible to the audience. That's a
Don't
joke.
offend
I don't
Mir
wanna
like
say
that.
anything horrible like that.
Roast us.
Yeah, can you actually? You know what? Fuck the jokes. Roast us all. Can you roast Chow first, then roast me? Because you notice all you kind of got a little.
Come on, that's mean.
Nah, yeah, you're right. I don't want to be roasted.
He
Do
can't.
one of your stand-up jokes.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, man, I'm fucking tired, dude. I gotta go to sleep. Seriously, like, you had me waiting for like, what was it, a fucking hour?
I don't know. I wanted you to come on, but I
Oh,
didn't want Mir-
apologies.
I didn't want you to
thought
come
I
on.
was the
Yeah.
guest.
Yeah,
And I gotta go to work
Mir
tomorrow.
booked them and sent
like,
you the
this is
link.
Fucked.
It says right up here the
And
Jesse
then you bring
PS
on
interview.
Oz Awful over here. And...
Oh shit!
Oh,
This is all Mir's fault. I'm blaming him because
yeah, I fucked
I-
up, dude.
I told him that Jesse was coming on. And he's like, "Oh,
and then,
Pope
of
can
course,
come on tonight."
Chow's here. I'm like, I'm hungry. I need to chow down on something.
There you
Shit,
go.
there you
There you
go.
go. Oz awful. Chow down. I love it. What about me? Get me
Okay.
next.
Little mirror. I'm glad this isn't a mirror.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you get it.
All right.
I got
Okay,
it,
hit me
man.
again. Do one that's not Ozzy Osbourne about me.
God, you're fucking. I don't know. I have to pee right now. That's the only thing I can think of right now.
Take your phone or your computer with you.
Yeah, let's watch your
Oh
piss.
yeah. What
I
could
would
go
love-
wrong there?
I would love to
What
watch
could
you
go
piss.
wrong, huh?
I would love to see that and hear it.
Can't you just pee in the bottle or that cup that you finished the tea in?
When you piss, does it sound like frying chicken?
Just pee under the table.
Yeah, I don't care.
Is that what you think?
This show is
women
dirty. It's
sound
vile.
like,
It's shitty.
Women peeing sounds like
That's what it sounds like when my wife pees.
the splatter, right?
Yeah. But when she poops, it sounds like this.
Yeah, little rabbit pellets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she doesn't even have to wipe after.
Saw it. I
lucky,
can just eat
lucky.
that shit up.
What? Think you're gonna eat my wife's shit?
Yeah, I'll do anything at this point. Anyway,
Really? Anything? Like even what Kenny did?
yeah, dude, I'll do anything, bro. I don't give a fuck at this point, man.
Mir's already been to Hollywood, man. He's a
I've been to Hollywood. I stay there a whole month.
former rap extraordinaire out in Hollywood.
Hollywood Mir.
That's right. Get a mirror. You see yourself in the reflection. Kenneth, man, are you gonna roast Pot Awful? You gotta take a piss first. You're gonna take us with you. Take it. Actually, can you show us around your apartment? Can you take us with you?
No, can't do that.
Show us around.
Can you freestyle or
Do
something?
you have any bare walls we can look at?
I have plenty of those.
What happened to the McGregor poster?
Do you have
Yes, show me the McGregor poster. I got because McGregor just did Roadhouse. I want to see the representation.
It's not here. It's not here.
You didn't take the McGregor poster when you moved out?
Mm-mm.
Nah, shit.
She kept it.
Of course she did.
All right.
So...
Well, Kenneth, I did enjoy you. I'm
Hey,
sorry that I double
what
booked
she
you
did,
guys. I didn't mean to
She
do
sent me
this.
this rabbit here made of jade.
Can you
Oh,
smoke
nice.
it?
No, it's stone.
Oh,
I wish.
How much is that shit worth?
yeah.
Why do you pretend to be Irish?
I'm Scottish, Irish, German, English, American, or however you would say it.
Yeah, but you pretend you're Irish.
I don't.
Bro.
The fake name and the fucking flat cap and the
yeah,
liking
it's not
Connor,
the-
like
all
the-
right, fake name. All right, that's fine.
liking Conor McGregor, and like at making
Yeah, I mean, who likes him anymore, right?
making that your personality.
My personality.
You're wearing
No,
a flat cap. Obviously, that's your personality.
God damn it.
What's that? What does your shirt say? You went out of focus.
Yeah, I know.
What is that?
Fucking
Terror? What? What's the rest of it? What
terror.
What does it say under that? What's the blue?
Pain
text?
and power.
Pain and power.
Pain into power.
Pain.
Pain
And
into
what
I
is
believe
that?
that.
Is that a band? What is that?
Yeah, it's my favorite hardcore band. One of them.
Okay. What's your other one?
Hate Breed.
Yeah.
Do you like System of a Down?
Wake up!
No, honestly, I got a question for you though, bro. Kenneth Pogue. So
He called you pub. You're so pretending to be Irish. He called you pub.
It's fucked up, bro. Just call me Dive Bar while you're at it.
That's a good joke.
No, it's not. Don't tell him that.
Yeah,
Well,
it
for
was. Fuck you. That was a
It was
good
quick.
one.
It was quick.
That was a good one.
I mean, yeah, okay, it was quick.
Where was yours?
Well, all right, say something and I'll say something quick. Ready?
Something.
It's not. It's just because it was quick doesn't mean it was good.
Told me to say something.
Poe, can you make some noises?
do something. Okay, hang on. So Jesse,
Okay, yeah.
you're a very on guard, I would say very quick-witted person.
On
personnel.
guard? What, like a sword fighting or something?
No,
What do you-
no, no. You're just very quick-witted and you're very on top of things.
Well, I mean, let's not. After all the molestation talk, I don't know that I want to be called on top of things, but all right.
But you see our guest Kenneth Pogue here, and he's also
Kenneth
I want-
Pogue, right?
Kenneth
yeah.
Pogue. And Kenneth is on a trajectory. you're trying to do your own thing at this
I
point
guess
in time.
trajectories can be downward. That makes sense. Sure.
Right. But you've gone through the highs, you've gone through the lows of
So
comedy.
you're saying I've already reached my peak, and then now the trajectory is downward. That's what fucking Pot Awful over here is saying.
He doesn't know you like we do, bro.
Sure.
No. Like Kenneth was an OG on our first episode with him. He was insane, and he's insane right now. Like you're killing it, bro. You are killing it. You're even sober and you're killing it.
No, you're looking way healthier for sure.
Yeah, I
Thank
can
you.
see the color in your face. But my thing is this though.
Which color?
So
I am pale. I'm very
well because you're Irish, but no. But I'm sorry, Jesse's probably Eastern European or some garbage. But anyway,
Oh yeah, like Eastern Hemisphere, like
Are
Ray
you
DeVito
insane?
says.
Are you crazy? No.
no. But what I'm trying to say is, Kenneth, Jesse sees you in this light that you're somewhat of a broken man at this point. He doesn't understand that you've been at great heights and you've been at low points, and that right now you're at a 5-year sober plan of growing and competing in the podcasting market. No, you could be.
That's
You're
Who
an
knows?
up and comer.
That was
You're
exactly
up on
what I
some
guessed
level.
when I was guessing about him. But go ahead.
I have my own plans as far as the
Exactly.
podcast.
All right. Plan number 1.
You're trying to get on Levy's network, aren't you?
No, I'm not talking about it as far as the plans go.
Why?
I'm still building. I'm building all the.
You need to speak it
plans.
into reality. It's the secret.
I got a vision board up here.
Have you ever heard of The Secret?
Yeah, I got a vision board up here. You
So
son of
you
a
know
bitch.
what secrets are, and you still told everyone that you were molested.
Well,
Well, he's a comic, so who knows if it's even true, you know? He might just be doing it for the comedian clout.
I got a fucking vision board up here, bro.
Can we see it?
No,
It
that
doesn't
it's like a birthday candle. If you blow it out and then you tell everybody your wish, the fucking vision board it ain't gonna fucking come true. Don't you see what I'm saying?
But is that true? Let me look up and see if other people can see your vision board.
Just show us like the cusp of it. Show me like the paper where it starts to go in towards the.
Sort of a blurred
All right,
vision
but
board.
seriously, guys, I'm gonna have to get off of here.
No,
because-
we'll end it right now since you're heading out of here. You
'Cause I
you
got-
definitely upsert Jesse as the best guest tonight on his
'cause
own
I got
interview. It
somebody
was insane.
next to me here, and I would love to like yell at
This
you as if you guys are retarded, but
I'm pretty sure this was meant to be my interview, and then you.
no,
Yeah,
no. Apparently, this is all Mir's fault. He double booked.
A double book.
I
Well,
think he
then
double
why didn't he
booked on
put? Then why
purpose.
didn't he put it
He
in the
double-
title? The title is the Jesse PS interview. It says right
He
there.
double booked on purpose.
It doesn't say anything about the molested guy
He
interview.
knew we would just clash. He knew what he did. He
I
knew
don't-
what he was doing.
I had no idea.
I
I'm only
don't-
25
I'm
years
not
old. I have no
attempting
idea
to.
what I'm doing.
I'm not attempting to clash with you. What I like you.
I like you too, buddy.
I just feel like
Actually.
they asked me to say mean things, and then they started.
Oh.
To be honest, I didn't even know. you were,
No, don't put that on my. Don't put that evil on me. Bro.
I didn't even know you were molested. Like that's the thing.
I didn't either.
I didn't either. What are you talking
You
about? That's
told-
all you,
Right.
Jesse. You're the fucked up one who wanted to get
You
into the
told
rape.
me that. Like you shouldn't tell people. This is my point. I think. All right, listen. I think we all learned a lesson here today.
Rape's not funny.
Do not tell people you were
No.
molested under any circumstance ever, because you can never be above them after you do that.
Well, you don't want to be below them either. That's for sure.
Don't say below them.
Underneath.
Sure.
Why are we looking at what a vision board is?
On the
No,
bottom.
I'm just saying it's entirely up to you whether or not you share your vision board. There's no rule that you can't share it, bro.
That's
some
entirely
made-up
up
shit,
to
bruh.
me for my stereo, my stereotype.
Kenneth, how small
my
is your apartment right now?
superstition. Oh, my room's perfect for me.
Is it just the one room?
But we have a big communal space, and everybody in this place is awesome. We all play music. My buddy plays guitar. The
How
other
many
guy
people do
plays
you live
bass.
with?
3 others, and then a
Dude.
pit bull and a cat.
Ooh, okay. Well, one of you is gonna die.
The pit bull is very un-American.
Do the other guys know that you were molested? Have you told them?
Have you tried molesting them?
Have you had the talk?
Have I had the talk?
Yeah.
The birds and the bees.
Yeah. Have you?
I don't know.
Have you
But
guys done
look,
any
guys.
sleepovers yet?
Why don't
Look,
you?
guys,
Is anybody
it's-
else home right now?
Yeah. Can we meet some of your roommates?
That's what I'm saying. It's midnight. I'm gonna need to sign off.
Maybe bring one of them in right now, and we can just say hi to him real quick.
See, I'm better than Anthony Zenhauser. I can go till midnight. He's got to sign off at 10.
I don't know who that is, but can you bring one of the other guys in and we talk to him real quick?
Nope. Can't do it, guys.
Why? Yeah, are you afraid they'll expose you for being fake Irish?
No. Plus, I have
His
to go to
English
sleep.
accent.
He's
I
he
have to
doesn't
go
he
to
doesn't
sleep.
want someone else stealing.
What do
his,
you have to go to
credits.
sleep for? What do you got to get up and do?
I have to go to sleep tonight and then go to work tomorrow morning.
Where do you work?
I work at a place.
Well,
I work at a place and I do things. And
I thought you made
you know,
jewelry.
well, yeah.
No,
I
he
work
works
a
at,
place
like,
and I do things.
a real jewelry place. He used to stream from there. It's pretty dank, actually.
What, like dingy?
Well, that too, but also cool.
Kenneth, you were amazing. Jesse, honestly, it was an honor to have you on, sir. Like,
It was?
no, it was.
It's a good show.
You amazed me beyond terms. You're so great. Mersh and you are basically almost on the same level, in my opinion. You guys are both
Okay,
brilliant.
come on. You gotta wait till the end to hit me with an insult like that.
Dude, you guys are both great. Honestly, you laugh at Mersh too. You and Mersh are honestly meant for each other. I hope you guys
Well,
are
all
bearing with
right,
each
now
other.
you're starting to sound like Mersh with it. I'm not trying to go on a date with the guy. I promise.
No, dude, I'm not kidding. You can. He's the Batman to your Robin. All right, you guys are great.
No, he's the.
He's the Bella to your Edward. He's the salt to your pepper. He's the yin to your yang. You guys are fucking right there, bro.
He's the Clayface to my Batman.
All right, and
I
either
don't
way
know any
though.
of these. But yeah, no,
You don't know
I
who
think
Batman is? Is it Chow? You just said you don't know who Batman is?
I don't know who Clayface is.
He's a Batman villain.
Okay,
He's
I
a
know
big-
Batman
he's a
is.
big-
I know what's really popular now is Joker.
He's a big shapeless blob.
Joker's the thing these days.
Who's that?
Pogue, because he's a comedian.
Yeah, Pogue, you were the Joker tonight. You know what? You killed it, buddy. Like, here's the thing, though. You gotta understand, Kenneth, about what's going on right now. You are the person that you're the class clown. You are the kid that we laugh at who has a somewhat disability. You are that kid that makes the room lively. We enjoy you. And my thing is you need to accept that more and not become hostile when people call you out on it. And that's all my only thing. You are honestly you're a great podcaster. You're a great comedian.
No.
And I've always been no, Jesse is like the mean kid in class that shits on you continuously, but the really nice kids like I and Chow will continuously propel you to greater heights.
I'm not gonna shit down your leg and tell you it's raining. You're not good at comedy, but you're a nice fella.
You're a good Irishman.
I've never seen you do a podcast, so I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'd imagine
he
it's
could be really
good.
good. Tonight he was kind of feeling a little down or low energy, but when we had him on last time, it was
get rid
fucking
of the
epic,
flat cap. The flat cap is
No,
the
that's his
problem.
thing, bro. He's
No,
been wearing that shit for years.
every flat cap guy, that's their thing. We got to get rid of that. We're gonna cut that in half and set it on fire.
What about the long hair and the glasses though? That's always been.
Let's
some
see the
dude's
hair
thing.
again. Let's see the hair again.
There's not much.
Ken.
But no, Pogue, yeah, if you are like getting
You're
clean
not
and
about
stuff,
to,
man,
you're not
God
gonna
bless.
cut, right? You're not on the verge of cutting.
No.
You're cool, right?
Yeah, he's cool.
No.
I'm just messing with you.
I'll,
man. I don't mean any of
I'll
this.
shoot you a DM, Chow.
Will you shoot me one?
You?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. If you're lucky, you fucking bitch.
Okay. You don't have access to firearms, right? Okay. All right. Good.
Pogue, honestly,
Well,
are
I
you
mean,
okay,
it's New
bro?
York
You
City.
good?
I mean, I basically do have access to firearms. I just got to ask the right person.
Kenneth, are you good, bro? I didn't want to like make this like a thing about your molestation or whatnot and make you
No,
live
it's
it. Is it okay? Are you okay? Are you good?
yeah, I'm good, man.
Okay, just want to make
And
sure.
just remember, like, as much as, I sort of poked at you about that, if you weren't molested, you could never be a stand-up comedian. So
Everything happens for a reason.
silver linings,
That.
Every stand-up comedian has to be brutally molested as a child by a trusted older person.
Right.
But no. Like I said, I will there was something I didn't.
Can I ask you one question real quick? Are you a what do they call that? Like a one-liner style comedian?
Half and half.
Do you ever do like storytelling comedy or?
And like I said, it's like a half and half thing. Like there's some one-liners, there's some like medium form stories, whatever.
Do you ever do brutal honesty?
I love that.
Definitely.
You do some of that more in your music, right? The really metaphorical, like real heavy shit.
I think a lot of the comedians that people love are the brutally honest ones.
I like those ones too.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know. Do you like Patrice O'Neal at all?
Absolutely.
He's one of the greats. One of the greats. I don't know if you know this, but he was secretly on the down low.
Yeah.
He was a gay guy, and a lot of black comedians, almost all black comedians
They're all
are
bags
secretly. Yeah, but Patrice.
Almost all comedians in general.
I met Patrice in New York before he died a couple of times at the Cellar and at Gotham. And he used to say something really interesting. And I just want you to I want to tell you this before we go here because I know I've been kind of rough on you. But he used to do Opie and Anthony and all those guys ragged on each other and stuff. Patrice one time said to me, and I'll never forget this. He said, "Booty, booty." And I was like, what does that mean exactly? And he was like, the thing is, booty, booty. You see, I'm a big black gay nigga. Black is cold ass, faggot ass nigga. And the thing I learned when I went to prison, what I learned is booty, booty. And what he meant by that was, it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl or whatever. If you're getting some, you're getting some. And so, we can sit here and we can rag on you for, the stuff that you went through.
Right.
And obviously we don't really mean any of it. It's like terrible. But the point is booty, booty. So as much as we're making fun of you, you fucking lost your virginity at 3. And that's pretty cool. Woo!
The White Patrice, Mr. Kenneth Pogue.
Yes.
We're gonna.
Woo!
Yeah.
Till next
White
time, brother.
OJ. They call him White OJ.
White OJ. There we go.
R.I.P. R.I.P. OJ.
I just kicked him off because I don't think he's gonna say much more. So
no, that was
all right,
perfect.
Jesse. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Hey,
it's a good show.
Thanks for laughing.
Sorry, it kind of got sidetracked with him, but I think we covered a lot of the stuff I wanted to ask you about because I like doing an interview. I like covering your history, your show, and kind of the current day stuff. So I think we kind of hit everything. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I just want people to know, number 1, booty, booty.
Yeah.
And number 2, if you don't already subscribe to me, please subscribe to my new YouTube channel because I got kicked off of YouTube and I had to make a new one. You can find it at awful.tube. type that into your address bar, awful.tube. It'll take you to my YouTube channel.
Hey, what's the H2BH, bro? I see everyone posting.
Happy to be here. And I have been
nice.
happy to be here. Thank you very much for having
So,
me.
well, yeah, appreciate all the people coming over from Jesse, because obviously you got a lot more fans than we do. So that's what you're seeing in the chat, Mir, is 80 to 90% of the fans are yours, and then 10 to 20% are ours. So check out Jesse on his channel. Check out his clip channel. There's a lot of really good condensed videos of coverage on. I think the Stein stuff and the Mersh stuff is really funny.
Yeah, a lot of my shit's been wiped off of YouTube, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to either check out a clip channel or my website, podawful.com.
So there you go.
And you can follow me on Twitter at podawful, or my backup account at the N-word.
The N-word, yep. So he's got you can find him on Twitter causing mayhem all over the place, and yeah,
Jesse.
that.
And I send nudes too, so if you want to hit me up in the DM, I will.
We got
Kenneth,
we got
you know
tons
what
of
to do.
groupies in here. So if you any of our
you guys
Mir
have
Musk hoes.
Do you guys have
you
any
know.
gag hags?
Oh yeah, tons of them, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we
Bitches-
get hoes
bitches
in
are
our
fine,
DMs
bro.
all the
I
time.
love,
yeah.
bitches. They come
That
and
reminds
go,
me,
but-
Lil Mir, do you have a gag reflex? I've been meaning.
No,
to ask.
man. I'll just fucking go down low, bro,
Nice.
like a banana. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'll suck anything you need me to suck.
I bet Kenneth could like really fucking.
See, I didn't mean to double book you, man. Honestly,
No,
but
it's
Kenneth was just such a
fine.
draw to me with you. I
I
figured
like
you could
Ken-
maybe.
I
talk
thought Kenneth
some
was
sense into
great.
him.
Kenneth was more interesting than me because I haven't been.
Yeah,
Molested.
I didn't know any of that shit. That just came out of
man.
nowhere. I mainly wanted to catch up on his shit. You should, if you're interested in Kenneth Polk, check out our last interview with him. It's fucking hilarious.
Does he have like a YouTube channel or something?
Yeah, he kind of
yeah.
does. There's a bunch of these troll guys who were just constantly trolling him, and I guess he still got it up, but he was doing streams like every day talking about like his using and stuff in the past, like doing retrospectives. He really is like, he was doing a lot for a while, and then I guess he kind of disappeared, and now he's back. So that was kind of the excitement of having him on, because he had like quit. He had deleted his YouTube and Twitter for a bit, but now he's back. So if you guys are into Pogue, give him a digital pat on the back and say, "Hey, man, keep
It's
doing your
okay.
shit." Because he's an
Don't give
interesting
him.
character.
Do not give him a digital pat on the back of the head though, because
No, exactly.
He might go downwards.
No, he's an interesting character, and I brought him on because I was like, he's the quintessential Dabbleverse guy, because he's like a lot of these Dabbleverse guys, and he knows all the shit. So I thought if he came on, maybe he could tell Jesse about it. Didn't really go that way, but
yeah,
all
I
is
actually
well that
still
ends
have
well.
no idea what the Dabbleverse. I didn't learn anything.
No, exactly. And there's not much to it. He kind of summed it up. It's like the same shit every day, and I kind of told you it's just people fighting all day. So
Who should if I'm going to get into the Dabbleverse, who do I check out first?
I don't even fucking know, bro.
Yeah,
What's the first thing I look at?
So there's like these shows that cover it, which is like Patrick Melton, which
Okay,
Melton,
I've
because-
seen him
from
yeah.
Red Bar. But he's kind of focused in one avenue. Then there's like this puppet guy who's like and wears a wrestling
I've
mask.
seen the puppet. I can't
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
that. I can't.
and,
I'm a grown man, so
And then Win by Two, you've seen him before too.
I just found him, and
Yeah, so I've been on his show a bunch, and
wow, that's an incredible win by two.
Transformation.
That is wild that exists. That is crazy. I know
He's
I
a
said
good guy. He's a
I
good
know
guy.
I
He's a
said
good
that
guy.
shit about Red Bar earlier and how he thinks he invented clapping, but holy shit, win by two. What are you doing? You can't
by
just
two.
you
Well,
can't
but he's
just
a good guy, bro. He's a good. You
no,
should be sweet to him. Be sweet, bro. Be
he's
sweet,
an
be
insane.
sweet,
That
be
he does
sweet.
the best Mike David impression I've ever seen. It is
He's gonna hate you for saying that.
It
man.
is-
Be sweet.
dead on. I mean, he's got the mannerisms, the fucking cadence, the voice. It's everything. It's crazy.
but he does he covers the.
Is he
basically,
okay?
covers
Is he
it.
all right in the head? Because like,
He's an impersonator.
how
What
do
can
you
we
just
say?
do? I mean, it's usually when a show is being called a Red Bar ripoff, I'm like, okay, cut out the middleman. It's just Opie and Anthony. But or man cow. But win by 2 is like, that guy must be fucked up or something. He's retarded or something because like he's just doing red bar.
The funny thing is, he doesn't know.
musician.
I think obviously he's watched Red Bar, but he doesn't know any of the old Red Bar shit.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
I have only watched his stream one time. I caught him doing the same. Like, I make fun of Mike David for doing this weird little old person spider hand. He puts his hand on his desk like this, and it's like it looks painful. His hand always looks painful. And I caught Win by 2 doing that. Like, he's even doing that. It's nuts. It's not just because he has a TV behind him. Nobody, no one invented that. He's doing an impression of a guy.
So he's doing the Red Bar version of covering the Dabbleverse.
Yes,
basically.
yes.
Doesn't Red Bar cover
Doesn't
some of
negate the
that
fact?
stuff? It doesn't.
Nah, he doesn't really get into it. Like, okay, so that's the funny thing. Like, all these guys that are in the Dabbleverse were Red Bar guys, and now Red Bar, from what I gather, mainly covers like Hollywood guys.
Yeah, Hollywood Mike.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, sorry. I only just learned about Win by 2, and it's like blowing my mind that something like that is real. Like,
check it out. He's a great man.
I kind of hate that he exists because it like undoes my theory that all of this stuff, all of these people being accused of copying Red Bar is like bullshit. Like, then you see him, it's like it's dead on.
And he's popping, bro. He's popping right now, man. 2,000
guess.
views a fucking show, bro. That's popping, bro.
Okay.
That's popping.
I don't know. Didn't you guys get like 2,000 views on your Mersh interview?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
we're popping,
yeah.
bro. We're popping, man.
Okay.
Well, that's Mersh, though. Mersh.
Yeah, it's
Mersh
Mersh.
brings the.
I am going to be very
Mersh-
upset if I don't get. I should not have streamed this to my channel as well because I do.
We need the views. We need the
guys.
views.
I need you to go back and watch. If you watch it on my channel, watch this on Mir Musk.
Please.
We need more views,
Need 'em
more
bad,
money.
man.
We need more views than Hollywood Mersh, okay?
Yes. What were you doing, Jesse? Why would you do us like that, bro?
I know. I asked Chow ahead of time. I was like,
for that.
I asked Chow ahead of time. I was like, do you guys care if I restream? Because I haven't done a show in forever. I needed to do something. I kind of needed to test my shit to see if I can even do a show.
You do us dirty?
I
No,
realized
he asked. I said sure. I didn't care.
I
Now I
realized
know why
I
Mersh
should have
hates
asked you,
so
Mir.
much.
I realized
Mersh would never have done that. Mersh was like, you know what? Let's do it for free.
he
Let's
wouldn't
not
do it because he's
your
afraid
show.
he's being set up. He's terrified of being trolled. But I don't give a shit. In fact, I mean, somebody porn bombed in the middle of this shit. But and I'm pretty sure that was one of my guys, and I'm streaming too. That hurts me. But I don't.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's what God
it's
says.
not what it is. No, it isn't.
No. Just be blessed that you're
Booty,
alive and
booty.
you're breathing today.
I'll give you booty.
That's what we can go out.
Booty.
I'll give a shout out to Ray DeVito. That's the guy I really like. Like you have Goons. He's as the doctor. That's my specimen. So I study his shit all the time. And
He's a
I was doing
stand-up.
stand up kind of. Yeah. And so he does a show every day with no plan. He just goes live and waits for people to super chat him. But he's on all these pills and drinks every day. And
He's a good man.
fool. Yeah. So.
But-
I don't know, man. I'd honestly say just do you. Don't try to jump into this dab thing because it's kind of waning.
Take advice from the doctor. He knows.
Well, whenever I jump into like one of these sections of internet like that, it kills it. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested in jumping in just to make it go away.
Please.
you
Well,
go.
I know you were talking about that's actually because we talk on Twitter. We have for a while, but then I saw you post something about Steel Toe, and then I was just like, dude, when you coming on with us? So Steel Toe is one of these guys who's kind of in this Dabbleverse shit.
Yeah,
So-
I have been watching him lately, so I guess I am getting into the
He kind of
Dabbleverse.
transcends though, because like
True.
yeah,
I
everyone
like
kinda
Steel
covers him.
Toe. I'm trying to be friends with him because I think I made the wrong call on Steel Toe. I
No,
like him.
we interviewed him. He's
Yeah.
a great guy.
He's
He's
seems
really
like,
sweet.
He seems
Very
like a
sweet.
nice guy. I'll tell you this. He handles trolling way better than anybody else that's being called a lol cow. He actually is.
Yeah.
And this is people aren't going to like that I'm saying this. He's handling it correctly for the internet. But what makes him so funny is that he handles it the worst possible way for his marriage.
Yeah.
So, but he is doing it right. I mean, he's doing what I would do, mostly. I mean, well, no, not at all, actually, but seems like a great guy.
It's interesting to watch. I was never a big. He came on and he was chill when he was on our show, but I don't even really like watching him or people covering them because I'm not into like the red pill like stuff all the time.
Is that you think he's a red pill guy?
Well, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Not red pill, but have you ever watched his show?
Yeah, I was watching it yesterday.
Well, whatever. He's talking about like politics stuff a lot. I like it when he gets into some of the drama stuff that's going on with some of this, but there's so many shows that just cover him now.
I want to co-host his show, sit in, and because Ape isn't on there right now. I want to sit in for Ape. And,
that'd be cool. I'd watch that.
He said that I can co-host anytime, but then I keep saying, all right, let me co-host now, and he doesn't let me do it. So I don't really know.
I'll put in a good word.
But look, I mean, look at that. Yeah, put in a good word for it. Look, I came on here. It wasn't a big deal, right? It was
a fun show.
Pretty good, I think.
Yeah, it was good. You roasted Kenneth. You made him feel insecure. You did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that to Steel Toe. I don't think he was molested. So
right. He's a good man. But anyway, let's end this shit because I gotta go, bro.
Booty.
Jesse, it was an honor as always. You and Mersh, figure out your shit. Be best friends again, please, for the people.
No,
thank you.
No, that's gay.
All right, that's it. It's done on our side at least. So
yeah, Jesse, good job, man.
Thank you for having me.
Good times, man.
This thing.
Peace out, boys.
All right, bro. Yeah, take care.
Okay, goodbye. I love you.
Love you too, man.
Oh, okay. Now I'm alone, so it's weird. Well, that was something. I realized about 20 minutes ago that I was streaming on like the lowest set. Like this stream has looked terrible on my end. I was streaming on like the lowest fucking settings possible, so I apologize for that. But that's why I did this interview. I needed to test shit out for the show coming back very soon. Okay. So sorry. I got to figure all this stuff out again. I didn't even know if my mic would work. I just plugged it in. There's a lot of stuff going on. Guys, there's a lot of stuff going on. You're going to be very surprised by some stuff. Okay. There's a lot of surprises coming up. So sorry for the wait. What do I do now? Outro? Do I do the outro? What do I do? Yeah, I'll do the outro. All right, bye. Okay, see? We got to fix some stuff. Hang on a second. Oh.